This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. Are we ready? I like it. I like it. We are ready to rock. Welcome aboard on a beautiful Monday. I see the iPad is going off. Okay, it's got the volume up. There we go. We got to turn that down now. Anyway, welcome aboard. Hope you guys had a good weekend out there. We are ready to rock it. Oh, wait a minute.
You mean like a know-nothing
Now we're
weekend? A know-nothing weekend is a good weekend right now,
Yeah, it's
right?
a good weekend. Yes, definitely, it's a good weekend, man. If you avoided the corona, it is a great weekend for you. So yes, I definitely mean that. There's nothing wrong. See, there's nothing wrong with a nice quiet weekend. I get it. Some of you might be going crazy, being at home all day and all that, and I understand that it could be frustrating, and I don't know, maybe you're fighting with your wife or girlfriends or whores that you're bringing over if you're a soccer star, whatever it is. I mean, I get all of that, but we got to get through it, man. We got to get through it, and it's interesting because I'm in a way I got to thank one of our listeners, followers. I don't know if he's still following me or listening because I ripped him an ass today. Some guy named Rolly, and he goes to me, time to take a drive to Broward Health Trauma Center, Cleveland Clinic, empty hospital, my friend. Most area hospitals have low hospitalization rates. Let's hope after this week passes, we start selective quarantine methods and get back to work. And it's like, I sent him back. I said, you're a horse's ass, dude. You're a schmuck. I mean, it's just, that's our problem, that we still have way too many people that aren't taking this thing serious. And like, we're going to be able to go back to work in a couple days. That's not going to happen. I know, I get it. We all want to get back to our regular lives. I do too. I want to get sports back. I want to be able to go to concerts. I want to be able to just have my regular life back. Yes. Make some extra money. That would be nice. All of this stuff. I'd love to get the soccer season started. I got to build a freaking radio station with the folks over there at Inter. I got a lot of work, okay?
I'm going to guess he didn't see the announcement by the Surgeon General that these next 2 weeks are going to be horrific.
Right. I mean, it's like after this week, we're going to get back to normalcy. What are you, an idiot? What are you, a moron? Are you watching death rate all over the country? Do you see how contagious this thing is? Adam Cooperstein. I'm not sure if you guys, I'm sure some of you out there know Adam, and you remember him working down here at Channel 6. Did a little stuff at QAM also, was with Crowder for a while doing his radio show. He tweeted out he lost his dad. He just lost his dad over the weekend. Now, Adam left us here in this market to go work in New York and do news. So you listen to Adam Cooperstein and his, post, and it just breaks your heart because you see what, Adam is going through, and it's, his post was just, heartbreaking. It says, my dad died with a stranger holding his hand, with his wife of 43 years forced to stay inside their home all alone, with his sons stuck in the epicenter of the crisis where never-ending sirens echo throughout a deserted city. All we could do was listen on the phone from our separate quarantines, choking back tears as the nurse informed us his heart stopped. That's when our hearts broke. We were shattered. Every time these phones ring with this kind of stuff, man, just drives you, man, it scares you. All right. All we could do was listen on the phone from our separate quarantines. When they informed us his heart stopped, that's when our hearts broke. We were shattered. A week of picturing the strong man we called ABBA connected to a ventilator in an Indianapolis ICU was bad enough, but now we were forced to imagine life without him. I can't even hug my mom. She tested positive for COVID-19 too. Only minor symptoms, thankfully, but at the time where she needed someone to comfort her, she was alone. This doesn't I told you this last week. This doesn't happen with the flu. So for you idiots out there trying to compare with the flu, you can't even be next to somebody that you love. You die alone with this. It's the cruelest part of this nightmare. She deserves better. He deserves better. My dad came to this country with nothing. The sons of Holocaust survivors, and achieved so much. He made sacrifices for his family, taught his boys how to become gentlemen, never asking for anything in return, just love. So please pay tribute to my dad by protecting your loved ones and yourself as the corona crisis grows. Don't overlook symptoms just because you don't have a cough or shortness of breath. My father's symptoms were digestive at first. My mom mainly lost her sense of taste and smell. And please send as much love as possible to the heroic healthcare workers trying to save us. My family never got to meet the nurses, doctors who cared for my ABBA. But I know they did everything they could, even though it meant putting their own lives at risk. This is the latest picture we took together. It wasn't supposed to be. He had so much more love to give. We miss you, ABBA. Hashtag stay home. Hashtag coronavirus, hashtag COVID-19. Okay? That's real, man. That's real right there.
Did you specifically see the CNN report when they're at the hospital and they're talking about, like, we would get maybe one code 99, meaning somebody stopped breathing, a week. We're getting 5 or 6 an hour.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible, man. I mean, New York has 4,159 deaths when I checked this morning. Florida's at 221. You know that we had one COVID case 39 days ago. We now have 337,933. So in 39 days, one became 337,933.
Man, talk about spreading like a wildfire, bro.
No.
That's crazy.
That's only the people tested.
Right. This is a low mark.
It's a crap load of people walking around with it, and they have no idea.
Yep.
Okay, 39 days ago, one. 39 days later, 337,933.
Registered.
Yeah.
Unregistered.
Right.
God only knows. God only knows.
Right. You know what I mean? So take it serious, man. There's nothing wrong. Look, we're all financially getting crippled by this. Okay, I'm no different than any of you out there. All right? This is as crippling for all of us financially. But we have to think about life because it's too damn contagious. And look at Dr. Drew, who looks like a complete horse's ass now, who's a doctor, had to come out and apologize. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Dr. Drew, and that's been the problem with all of this, is that we have too many idiots that, and including doctors, that have downplayed this all across the world. And we still have people this weekend, yesterday, there were still idiots going to mass. I mean, if you're going to go to mass yesterday or next Sunday, you're a freaking moron. I mean, it's just, and they're interviewing, and I know I'm going no matter what. This is where I want to be. I'm not afraid of the COVID, this and that. It's just ignorance. So Dr. Drew, he said that this was no big deal and all that. He once said, you're more likely to die getting hit by an asteroid than the highly contagious virus known as corona. My early comments about equating the coronavirus with influenza were wrong. They were incorrect, Dr. Drew said on Saturday. I was part of a chorus that was saying that, and we were wrong, and I want to apologize for that. I wish I'd gotten it right, but I got it wrong, he added. All right? So I'm glad at least Dr. Drew has, the balls to step up and be a man and admit when you're wrong. Like a lot of people that have underestimated this thing. I'll tell you what, I'm really glad that I never underestimated this thing from the get-go. From the get-go, I never underestimated it. Because I'm sure a month ago you were making fun of me that I bought a mask. I'm sure a month ago you were making fun of me that we were going to the supermarket to stock up. I'm sure. I'm sure you were making fun of me when I told you 3 weeks ago or something like that we had gotten 4 bags of food for our dogs. So we have food for the next 4 months. That way we don't have to go back there. I think you were probably making fun of me for that. And I'm glad that I did not underestimate this thing. I'm glad my wife didn't underestimate this thing. Sad part is we still have way too many underestimating it. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Cooperstein family. Adam and his mom must be just absolutely crushed. And just like Cooperstein, there are so many other people out there that are going through the same terrible experience. It's just a shame, man.
The one from last week, Buddy Baker, the NFL
Yeah.
agent, to lose both
Within 6 minutes.
of his parents. I can you imagine?
Yeah. No, I can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Man,
No, I can't. No, I can't. I don't want to imagine it. I don't want to even think about it. Just, hey, it's like I said, a quiet weekend is a great weekend. A quiet week is a great week. Every day you wake up without this thing is a great day. Because even the experts don't know how bad this thing is. Because it already got to a point late last week where they told you got to wear a mask because it's airborne.
yeah. Look how they changed
So-
total direction.
So it's just, so if the experts don't have a handle on it, how do you think the idiot in your neighborhood that says, oh, it's not a problem, you think he has a handle on it? It's like yesterday, 2 days ago, the president met with the commissioners of all the sports, and he's like telling football, yeah, you'll start on time. He doesn't know. None of us know. Nobody knows. I mean, that's just the way it is. Just please don't take this thing and don't underestimate this thing because it's ridiculous if you do. It just makes no sense to underestimate this thing. Respect it. Have a healthy sense of respect and fear for the coronavirus. That's what we have to have so we can try to survive this damn thing. Man. Anyway, so we got that going on. And Rolly, thank you again for being as ignorant as you are, because you're definitely part of the problem. All of you out there that think just like that Rolly guy, and you think, oh yeah, no, next week we'll get it going. Let me run through another corona scenario for you now, okay? South Korea wants to bring back baseball, okay? And they're going to bring it back. They want to begin play April 21st. All right? They've got masks on. They had like an exhibition yesterday. And here's my problem with all of this. If they want to start this in the next couple of weeks here and get back on the 21st, I don't know if you know this. You know, South Korea took a hardline stance and all that stuff to try to curb it, and they did. Drastically, right? But, you know, you got to read up a little bit more, not just go off the ESPN report. Hey, they intend on bringing it back. So I go back to read in the news. Did you know there's a slight uptick in cases now of coronavirus in South Korea? Now there's a slight uptick. Now they're bracing for a second wave of infections. Meanwhile, the idiots want to play baseball. Okay? They recently pushed back the start of the new school year because of this. They reported on Monday 125 new cases. Do you know how many they had the day before on Sunday? 78. And you look at those numbers, and you can't just say, oh, well, that's not much. It doubles. Did I not start this hour by telling you 39 days ago, one person was affected in the United States? 39 days later, 337,000 people, 933 are infected. So this is because, our baseball is looking at this, and people are looking at it, and it's like, this is why I hate that they're doing this, because this is going to cost more lives. Think about this. It's baseball. They're constantly spitting all over the place. You're throwing a baseball, so there are no spitters anymore. And any sweat going to go on the ball? Rub it, 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 rub it. DNA's in it, right? Right? And then you throw it, and then the catcher grabs it. And then you hit it, and then the first baseman grabs it, the outfielder, the referee. Everybody's touching that ball, dude. Okay, so you won't have fans in the stands, but you know that they were practicing yesterday with masks, and they test everybody before they take the field. One guy was playing with a slight fever, but he didn't test positive for COVID, so they thought it was just like a flu-like symptom. So they all just kept going. It's just, you're just asking for it. That's all. And my point is, as much as this sucks, okay, we have to stay the course. We have to stay diligent on this. We have to stay disciplined on this. And we can't give in to the fact that financially our lives are getting ruined.
Whatever you want.
Somehow or another, we got to toughen up and find a way to overcome the financial part. But you can't make up for death. So if you want to rush out there and work, and then you end up killing somebody or yourself, I mean, really, do you want to live with that? I don't even want to be around old people. And I'm old. I'm talking about like really old. I'm 53. I don't want to. I see somebody that's older than me. Man, I want to stay 1,000 feet away from that person. The last thing I want on my conscience is that I killed somebody. I'd rather stay home and stay healthy and just stay with my family. And you know what? We'll do this show every day. We'll have some fun. We'll talk sports. We'll talk life. We'll talk about this damn virus that we've got going on. And listen, you know that it doesn't dominate our show, but I had to open up with it because there's just still too much ignorance out there. And we need to be just diligent on this, man, and be disciplined. And we have to remember that no matter how much it sucks for us financially, man, at least we get to live to try to make up for it.
Whatever you want to bring back, the risk reward, I don't care what it is. It's not worth your life.
No, man. No. I mean, look. I've lost a couple of jobs in the last year. All right? So this is not, to me, going through financial hardship has kind of been a thing right now the last year. I may not show it. I may not act it. I may not do any of that because that's not me. I'm not the oh, woe is me guy. I'm the balls out, I'm going to overcome, you're not going to stop me guy. That's who I am. And that's what we have to be as Americans. It's just once the damage has been done, okay, once we've overcome the loss of life and we can move on, then we'll recover financially. But don't you want to recover with like your loved ones next to you? Don't you want to recover and watch maybe your father, your grandfather, your grandmother be around for your kid's next birthday? For your birthday, for your next achievement, for your next accomplishment, for the next sporting event, for the next whatever. Don't you want those people around? I mean, I look at Adam Cooperstein, and he's like, he obviously thought his dad was going to live for many more years.
No, and the fact that his mom has it right now, that's got to be scary. Dude, wow.
And not only, she's got to deal with the emotional part of losing her partner of 43 freaking years, bro. Okay? That is heartbreaking. That's the kind of stuff that's what takes a toll on you. That you lost your rock for the rest of your life now. That's just devastating. Devastating. Please take this thing serious. Please take it serious. Man, we'll recover, okay? Our bills are piling up. I get it. We'll recover. We can overcome all of that. You can't overcome somebody dying. We can't. We can't bring them back. We can't enjoy another day with them. We can't tell them we love them. We can't share moments with them. That's what we're losing. Isn't that way more worthy than any money that you're going to make? Don't you think Adam Cooperstein would give up his career to get his dad back? Go get a regular job and just be able to hang out with his dad? I'm sure he would in a heartbeat. I see that, and just my heart breaks for Adam and for everybody around the world that has been in the same exact position as Adam Cooperstein. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in, let's go over to the roll call here. Let's see what we got. RC in the 305 says, I'm ready. Bringing it, broski. Ian from Brooklyn says, Big O and Bill, good morning. Will Chavez says, what's up? Lewis Jones says, what's up? Flipside Fishing is in. Derek Aker says, good morning, brothers. Ready for another great show and week. Let's kick Corona's ass and get past this and stay safe. Exactly. That's how we got to do. Get past it, stay safe, stay together on this whole thing. That's what it's all about. Ty in the Bronx is chiming in. Let's see. RC in the 305 says, quick update on Greer. He's doing the draft virtually where we can randomly be selected to make the picks for him. All right, well, go ahead and make the picks for him. You are less than 50 from 2K. I remember when you were at 200. Yes, we are almost at 2K. And by the way, not congratulations. Thank you. For all of you out there, because it happened. We talked about it on Thursday going into Friday, and Friday we mentioned it, and it was official on Friday afternoon. We passed 1 million downloads, and we thank you, man, because in just a little over 7 months, Bill and I started this crazy thing, not knowing where we were going with this, not knowing if this was going to. I really wasn't sure if it was going to work. And I got to tell you something, where I was dead ass wrong. There was no way I expected this kind of support. I told him like 15, 30,000 downloads in the first month I would be happy with, and we just crushed that, and we've been crushing it ever since. And
I can remember us not knowing what's going on. We get an appointment with Frank Fiore over at the country club. Sat down, had lunch, blah, even ran into the old Y100 footy. The DJ, remember, came over. And that Friday, we started our first day on location, Hialeah Park.
Yeah.
A couple days later. It was it's happened so fast.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's been amazing. So we can't do it without you guys. All right. So giving us the likes here on YouTube, sharing the YouTube link, sharing the SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, however it is you listen to us. Telling other people about it. Obviously, our subscribers have gone up. Our downloads go up every month. We had our second best month of downloads this past month, and there's no sports. So that tells you a lot. So I appreciate it. And obviously, our YouTube numbers continue to go up. And don't forget to please subscribe and give us the thumbs up while you're watching. So, again, thank you all out there for your amazing support. And we're going to try to keep growing this thing and doing more and more. Let's see. So we are, and let's get to 2,000, man. Spread the word. Tell people out there. Let's get to 2,000 downloads. Flipside Fishing says, so sad, R.I.P. Coop's dad. You're a good man out there, sir. Thank you, Flipside Fishing. Game Over 954 says, could be 100 of thousands of those sad stories, sad times, not the flu, people. It definitely isn't the flu, man. You could be in the same room watching your loved one die from the flu. This thing, they don't want you in the hospital. You can't go in the hospital. That 30-year-old DJ that just died, his wife drops him off at the door of the hospital, and then they tell her you can't come in, and then that's the last time she saw him. I mean, give me a break. He's 30. Let's see what else. Mike Monaco says from the Bronx, liked your Tua report over the weekend. I will get into that. Obviously, a lot of people liked it because it got downloaded a lot. Let's see. Call of Duty 1 says, I got very mild symptoms. I am just worried who I may have been in contact with, including my wife. Wow, Call of Duty, man. I hope you feel better, my brother. Get rest. Stay away from everybody. EJD is saying, what's up? Game Over 954 says, oh, this is my favorite format that I've ever watched and listened to you on. Congrats on almost 2,000. I expect it'll go up faster the more you get it. Yep. Well, we're hoping, man. We're hoping. We're building. I mean, it's just like that last guy said. We were at 200, like, I don't know, a couple months ago. So we've gained a lot. And especially lately that a lot of people are home, so more people are finding out about the show. That's what I get every day, too. That's been the fun part. On an Instagram post, on a Facebook, Twitter, here on YouTube, every day I'll get a couple people who are like, hey, I didn't know you were doing this. I missed you since 560 and all that, you know what I mean? So it was just one of those deals. My favorite one is, I missed you on 560, man. I wish you could be on radio again. And then I got to explain to him, no, you don't really want me on radio again. Not that I want to be on radio again, because I told you guys, I am not doing terrestrial radio. Only thing I would consider would be rock DJ. That's the only thing I would consider, because that would be a bucket list type of thing that I would like to do, you know?
There you go, Pierce Stone.
Yeah, exactly. Do something for the Gator or Big 106 or something like that. I could do something like that in a heartbeat, but I will never go back to terrestrial radio ever again. I am not doing that talk crap. I'm not doing that wussy-ass political crap where I got to, no. And I won't. Since I didn't do it, that's why I'm not there. Jay says, good morning, Orlando. I don't like social distancing. I prefer personal distancing and social connecting. I appreciate you and everyone who follows you and posts here. Thank you, Jay. I like that. I like that. Call of Duty says, I'm not dead yet. I'm leaving this planet when the Finns win a Super Bowl. I'm with you, bro. I'm sticking around till at least a Super Bowl win by the Dolphins. Miami Kid J says, que voila. I like it. I like it. NorCal says, hoping all you Finns Law worldwide stay safe. We lost a member from Atlanta Doll Fan Club to COVID-19. Stay safe, Big O Show crew and listeners. You see what I mean? FanDuel says, that was me that I missed you from 560, but I told you I like you on YouTube better. Of course, it's better, man. We got freedom. I mean, look, I've done 30 straight minutes of talk. You don't get that ever on radio. Let me tell you about VSS West Pines before we take a quick break. Jose and all the great people will be out there this Wednesday and the next Wednesday, and then on Monday, 420. Yeah.
Hey, I talked to Jose, by the way, over the weekend. They have juniors there today, I guess Monday.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I was like, let me call Owen, change the day we're going.
Well, did you tell him to come back on 420?
You know what? I did not discuss with him the 420.
You got to bring him back on 420.
Hey.
So we'll be at VSS West Pines this Wednesday, next Wednesday, and then Monday on 420. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, it's 420. We got to be at VSS West Pines. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, stressful times, right? You want to alleviate the stress, the anxiety. Maybe you're dealing with some pain right now. They've got all the CBD-type products that you need and the different ways of taking it, from flour to tinctures to edibles. They've got the women's face masks. My wife uses it all the time. She says it like refreshes your face, and your face like feels like it feels like something different for the next couple of days, week. You just like it's really, really cool. Because she swears by it. So you got to check those out for you ladies out there. Although they keep telling me I should do it. I don't know. I mean, nothing's going to help me. I'm going to stay ugly permanently. Transdermal patches for pain. They've got it all for you, man. 12397 Pembroke Road. Go see Jose. You can't walk in, but you can call them, okay, at 954-613-3367. You can order online, pay for it, pull up and right there, they'll give it to you. They'll walk out and give it to you. Drive-up service. How about that? You don't have to get out of the car. You don't touch anybody. You don't have to feel anything airborne. Nothing. Somebody comes out, probably with a mask, and hands you your goods, and you're out, and you're relaxing for the rest of the day. So visit them at 12397 Pembroke Road. Call Jose and all the great people out there at VSS West Pines, 954-613-3367. Go to VSSWestPines.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $899 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 Freon Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 Freon Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, welcome back. We take you till, I have no idea. I don't know. I always say that, and I'm really not sure when we go till.
No, we got a time. It's about that time.
Yeah,
That's the time.
That time, right. That time where I say, okay, I've got enough material. I don't got any more. I'm done. I've said all I can say for today. We'll get it going. And one of the things that got a lot of people going on Saturday was a podcast that I put up, and I've changed my mind a little bit here on something, because I was sitting back and I was thinking about this, and I kind of want to explain to people where I'm at, because maybe some of you did not hear the podcast over the weekend. And maybe I can elaborate a little bit more now that we're on the show. And while, look, I would love to take a O-lineman at number 5. I have no problem with that. I'm not the one that's going to be disappointed. I'll be very happy building up the team overall, especially the lines, because I know that that's what's going to first establish what we need as a team. And then second of all, whenever you do get that quarterback, it makes his life a lot easier. Now, having said all that, I said this on Saturday, and I want to kind of elaborate a little bit more on it, because it kind of came to mind on Friday, and I said, you know what, let's talk a little bit about this, because we got a couple of weeks out from the draft. We're less than 2 weeks away now from the draft, which is really, really cool. We're just over 2 weeks away.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, it'll be 2 weeks from
Right.
Thursday.
So we're just over 2 weeks away from the draft. And so while I am not a believer that Tua will stay healthy, I am now for drafting him at number 5. I have no problem with that. I'd rather have the offensive lineman, but I do understand taking Tua at 5. And one of the things that I explained on Saturday on the podcast was you got 14 picks. So if you know what you're doing in the draft, and I believe these guys do know what the hell they're doing in the draft, since I have a lot of confidence in them, I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. I can't say don't take the chance and not have confidence, because this is what I was thinking. Okay, you take Tua, and you miss on Tua because he's injury prone. Okay? Everybody's going to understand. They might be pissed. They might be frustrated. But most people are going to say, well, dude, the guy can play quarterback. Okay? The guy can pass the hell out of the football. He's accurate. So I see why you're taking the chance. It's not like he's a project, and you're hoping you can teach him the game. You're hoping you can teach him pocket presence. You're hoping you can teach him how to throw a deep ball. You're hoping, no, none of that is going on. The kid's a quarterback. He plays like a real quarterback, right? So your only thing is injury. So this is the way I'm thinking about it. I was going, well, wait a minute. If you take Tua at 5, now what you got to do with the next 13 picks is hit on 6 or 7 of those, and you're fine. Because you could miss on Tua and hit on 6 or 7 of the next 13 picks, okay? And people say, wow, dude, I know Tua, broke down, and hey, that was kind of the thing. But, man, they had a hell of a draft. They got this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. And before you know it, you got 6, 7 guys that are either studs to really important up to maybe a standout special teamer or something in those 6, 7 guys. And you're like, wow, this is one hell of a draft. Even though you swung and missed with Tua, but we get it. Now, think about it this way. You don't take Tua, but you hit on 6 or 7 of those picks of the 14. You're still going to be labeled, all right, you did a great job, but you effed up because Tua's balling. Even though you had a great draft, everybody's going to say, well, wait a minute, dude, you could have had Tua. Not only, you had a great draft. You got this tackle. You got this outside pass rushing linebacker. You got a hell of a running back. Oh, yeah, you found a guard or a center. And later on, you got the top special teams player on the team that the guy's leading in tackles, and you got some other, really key reserve or whatever, like 6, 7 guys deep, from really studs to really important contributors in other areas. And you're going to go, wow, great draft, but, dude, it could have been much better if you would have hit on Tua. Because whatever you hit on 5, you would have rather hit on Tua. Or you hit on 6 or 7 of those picks, and Tua is a bust. You're fine. Either way, what you can't do if you're Chris Grier with 14 picks is probably pass the kid up at 5. Because you have to say, okay, if I have confidence in my drafting ability, if I have confidence in Reggie McKenzie, if I have confidence in Marvin Allen, if I have confidence in my entire scouting staff that we did our job, we can swing and miss with Tua, and we can still have a great draft. Because you know my saying, it's not where you pick, it's who you pick, right? You could have picked Drew Brees instead of Jamar Fletcher. You could have picked Anquan Bolden instead of Eddie Moore. Comprende, compadre? So you're in that position later in the draft, and you had a Hall of Fame player. Think about this. Within a couple of years, you missed on Drew Brees and Anquan Bolden. Hall of Fame players. One early second round, one late second round. Okay? So it's not where you pick. It's who you pick. Now, you could hit on Tua and suck in the rest of the draft and only hit on 2 or 3 picks, and people say, great freaking draft. You got our franchise quarterback. That's the other one that can work out for you if you're Grier. Because if you do hit on Tua, it saves your ass on most of that draft. you don't want to suck on the other 13 picks, but you know what I'm saying. We haven't had a guy since Marino. You draft Tua and you hit on him, you're going to be forgiven for everything. You found us our quarterback. You're in a position. Now, I'm not trading up to number 3 for him. That I'm not doing, okay, because that's part of the talk now. That's the one thing I will not do. I am not trading up for an injury-prone player. I'm not giving up those 13 assets. I'm going to take him at 5 if he's there. If he's not there, then I'll do the best I can for the rest of the draft. But I'm certainly not giving up some picks to move up 2 spots. Not doing that. I don't know if Chris Greer is going to do that or not, but I do understand now taking him at 5. When I think about it, if you're a team that only has the 5th pick in the first round, you have no other picks in the first round. Your pick again is in the 2nd round, another one in the 3rd. I would never take Tua. Okay? Let's understand that. The way I was thinking about it this week, on Friday actually, was that, man, with all these picks, you can afford to take that chance at 5. It's worth it. Screw it, man. Screw it. Take the chance. You just better do your job on the next 13. That's all.
Let me ask you, because I've been over here, I haven't really heard. If we take Tua at 5, you still want to get another quarterback later to kind of cover?
I would. Yeah,
you got to go there, right?
Yeah.
If you go Tua, you got to kind of cover all the bases and get another guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take Davidson, take Stanley, take Morgan, take
the Davidson kid, man. Just that print, the way he was, the way
I like
he man, that's
that's a
it's
project. That's
nice.
a project I'd take a chance on, and if he screws up and fails, so what? Move on. No big deal, no loss. But I would do that. Now, but again, to me, that's where this Tua thing kind of now. That's where I changed my mind a little here, and if they take him, I'm not going to be critical. I understand. I understand that, why not swing on the potential, man? And if you hit, you end up, striking gold. But if you miss and he becomes that guy, it haunts you like Drew Brees haunts you forever. And Anquan Bolden haunts us forever. You know what I mean? We could just go on and talk about different players that have haunted us for a while. Let's see. Game Over 954 says, I would take Tua if he's there at 5, and Love if he's still there at the next pick. You mean at 18? I would too. Love, I don't mind at 18. I can't take him at 5 because of all the mistakes. I just can't. Jacques Bethune says, that's fake news that his legs are bad. What do you mean that's fake news? I don't know what you're talking. Oh, you must be talking to somebody else. Now, his ankles are obviously repaired.
Yeah, and if you remember,
and they could get re-injured too again.
No, but he said that there's Kevlar in there, right?
I know.
And there actually should be better.
They should be. No, I know.
But he said.
No, it's what's it called? Will said it. Will explained the whole surgery to us and everything. But all I watch him is I watch him breaking down constantly. So why would I believe that he's going to stay healthy? You know what I mean?
Hold on. So his ankles are reinforced. So like the next weakest point's his knees. So his knees are going to go now?
It could be. Could be. Hey, look, guys. I already made this mistake once before. Okay? I was a huge Devontae Parker guy. Still a Devontae Parker guy. But I went down in flames with him. Because he was a bust until last year. But he was injury prone like he was in college. And I kind of overlooked it. You know why I did that? Because I was a Demaryius Thomas fan, too, coming out of Georgia Tech. And he had an ankle surgery also at Georgia Tech. And he did have his share of injuries early on in his career, and then he kind of overcame it and then went on a run for several years that he was pretty much healthy and was a beast. And I was a huge Demaryius Thomas fan, wanted him for the Dolphins. And he had a little bit of injuries, but I was like, man, this guy's a hell of a player. I'm taking a chance. And you know what? It ended up being a good pick. Okay? Devontae Parker, I don't know yet. We'll see. If he can build on the next couple of years off of what he did this year, then he can justify the pick. Right now, he's not justifying it. He hasn't justified it. I mean, and that's where I made the mistake. I mean, what can I tell you? I took the chance and I said, no, he's had some injuries. He'll overcome it. He'll be fine in the NFL. Man, it took him 5 years. If any of us tell you, no, yeah, you could draft him, but you won't get anything out of him till year 5, nobody takes him at number 11 overall. You can't wait 5 years. I mean, are you kidding me? It's crazy. So that's where I made the mistake, and here's where I'm talking about where I understand only because it's the quarterback. That's the only reason why. And he's really good. If he wasn't such a great passer, then there's no way that I would be, even for it. But because the Dolphins have 14 picks, that's where I say, yeah, man, take him. Screw it. Just make sure that you kick ass after that. That's all. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105. Larry Castro says, we can't and shouldn't draft 14 players. I'm wondering if a team wants out of the first round, we'll take our 39 and 56 for a later first rounder. I'm not sure. This draft is going to be offense heavy for us. Maybe we see a defender in the first 5 picks. We could. I still think if there's a pass rushing outside linebacker, I can see them getting a guy like that. Because remember, let me give you a little insight here on why I say that. The guy you signed out of New England, Van Noy, is going to be 29 this year when he plays. Okay? So he'll be playing 29 and 30, and then the contract has a second half to it at 31, 32. I think, it's just me, they can get out of that deal. I think their plan is we draft another guy that learns from him how to play in this system, how to do all those things, since he knows exactly what we need to do, and he learns from him over the next 2 years. And when they move on from Van Noy, if his play drops, that young man takes over. So I would not be surprised if they try to find a Van Noy type to groom for Van Noy. That's the one thing that I can see. And as for trading multiple picks in the second round to get to a first, this draft is so deep that you don't need to do that anymore. In fact, this is a perfect draft to have as many picks as they have early on. So you maybe later on, 3 fifth-rounders, use those. Package 2 of the 5th and a 4th to get into the 3rd or something, or, some like, I could see that. But the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd rounders, I would not trade. I would not trade multiple picks of those to move up at all, because this draft is so deep that you're going to get LaMichael Pirine in the 3rd round. You're going to get Zach Moss, who I love out of Utah, in the 3rd round probably. You could get a really nice back in the 3rd round. You could find yourself a guard in the 3rd round. There's gonna be a lot of receivers. Because of what I mentioned with Devontae Parker, you probably need to take a wide receiver because Preston Williams ended the year injured, and Devontae Parker is often injured. So you really don't have a number 1 yet that you can count on. One is still green and unproven, and the other one is injury prone. So you probably should take another wide receiver. And in a draft that is heavy at wide receiver, that 2nd and 3rd rounds, you're going to have a guy there that you probably don't want to pass up. Probably can get a corner too. And I know that they signed the big-time corner, but they could get another guy in there that they could use in the nickel and dime area. Compete and give you depth and all those kind of things. And free safety is also going to be a need too. There's just so many things that they can do. Alex Diaz says, I'm with you, Big O, but I think it's Tua, then tackle, and center in the first. It could be. You could get a center in the late first. You could end up getting a ton of other things. Like I just said, a wide receiver, an outside linebacker, a running back. There's so many things you can do. It's such a deep draft. Let's see what else. Danny Johnson says, hey, Big O, stay put, get 3 in the first. Boom. I agree totally. Jacques Bethune says Tua and Rosen is good competition. Yeah, that'll be fun. You're right. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, if it were my draft, I'd take Okudah, Simmons, and Wirtz at 5, then trade up with Cleveland to get a QB at 9. To me, Van Ginkel might be a Van Noy type. Oh, I love Van Ginkel. I love what I saw from the kid, but still, we haven't seen enough. You know what I mean? So you could be right. You could be 1,000% right. I love what I saw from Van Ginkel. There's no doubt about that. I can't wait to see him. Billy Batson says, Big O, any thoughts on Penn State defensive end Yoder Gross Matos? I see him as a Jason Taylor and Cam Wake type. Wow, that's high praise, dude. That is serious high praise to be saying that. Man, that's impressive. I gotta say, if I mean, he is definitely here. You know what I'll tell you about Matos? I think he's going to be a better pass rusher than Epinesa. Epinesa, I think, might be better than him against a run. That's what I would tell you. But again, it's a drop-off. He's probably the second or third best end, but after Chase Young, there's a drop-off, dude. A huge drop-off that, like, Chase is considered a freaking werewolf. The rest of these guys are not considered those kind of guys. Now, we'll see if Matos can be, you got him a Jason Taylor type. I agree he'll be a better pass rusher than Epinesa, but I don't know if he's going to be an elite pass rusher like Chase Young. I haven't seen enough of him to say that that's what he's going to be. And none of the guys that I've talked to have said, oh, no, this guy's going to be all-world as a pass rusher. Now, I will get into more conversations with guys next week, the week prior to the draft. I will be able to get a little bit more information because I want them to kind of gather everything. And as we get closer, then I can make my phone calls and kind of, pick their brains.
Right now, with us not being able to meet with these guys and stuff like that, can you give us an idea of how much we're losing on insight and whatnot into these guys, not being able to sit down in the same room, you know?
Oh, you know what? It's a great question. It all depends on what did you do at the East-West Shrine, at the NFLPA, at the Senior Bowl, at the Combine. Did you take advantage of those times? Then, throughout the season that just passed, did you go visit these colleges? Did you go during the week of practices so you can go talk to people? That's where we're going to find out. This is an answer we won't know till a couple of years from now. Because we really won't know how these drafts turn out till a couple of years. But we're going to find out which are the teams that took the time to literally scout them during the year are the ones that are going to pay off. If the guys just felt like they would go to the interviews now late in the offseason and watch game tape, then they screwed up. But if they actually went on the road and had their scouts scouring all these universities and talking to the people that are coaching these players, then they'll be better prepared. I think our guys will be. I already talked about this last week, okay, where you can check out the segment that, the NFL's worried about where they're going to hold the drafts and how teams are going to handle all of this. It doesn't matter where. Miami could hold their drafts in a bathroom, at the facility, or Chris Grier at home. I think Grier is a scout at heart. See, Mike Tannenbaum would not be scouting. He would just be gathering information from the guys that come in, and then he'd read his draft magazines, and then, hey, guys, I like this guy. That's what we were led by.
That's hilarious, that story of him reading a draft magazine on
Seriously.
on a plane. Like,
Seriously.
from a writer, you're going to base your knowledge on a guy.
Yeah. And this was from an NFL guy that was boarding the plane and saw it. Not another reporter. This was an NFL person that saw him on the plane. Okay? So that's what we were led by before. You're led by a grinder in Chris Grier. Okay? You're led by a guy that unearths. Guess who found Preston Williams? Chris Grier. That's unearthing every rock out there. So you've got the guys that already grew up grinding. See, he's not the general manager that takes over and says, hey, I don't have to go out anymore. I'll just send everybody. That's not Chris Grier. Chris is going to be the guy that he's actually going to go out himself too. Not because I got elevated all of a sudden now I'm not going to do anything. And I'm going to let everybody else do the work and I'll just read off their reports and make my decisions. That's not Chris Grier. We win. I'm telling you, we win. I can't say enough how much we win with the guys that we have in place in Reggie McKenzie and Marvin Allen and Chris Grier.
Doesn't hurt that your head coach has a background
right,
in scouting.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. That's right. But that's just me. That's fine. Whatever, man. You guys can rip me all you want and call me an idiot and I'm a blind-ass fan and all that, and maybe I deserve it. You know? Maybe I deserve it. And time will tell. But I'm just one of those that really believes that the Dolphins are headed in the right direction and we're going to be, our team is going to be one of the best teams in the NFL in a couple years. I really believe that. And this is one of those drafts that's going to turn things around. And not only that, I think Miami is going to be at a major advantage. Flipper 13 says, okay, your rationale makes sense, Big O. Don't trade up and see how it goes. All right? We'll find out, right? Maybe my rationale doesn't pay off. And maybe it does. Mike Kennedy says, Grier has been held back for years. It's his time to shine. Look out. I'm with you, Mike. Just look at what the Dolphins have done. Everything opposite of what all the idiots did in the last 15 years. You can tell that when he took over, he learned by watching what all the other mistakes were made. And he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And he's doing everything completely different. Joan Hernandez says, I want Justin Herbert, Henry Ruggs III, and Grant Delpit for the Dolphins. Joan, I like 2 of your 3. I got to say, I'm not a Herbert guy. I just don't trust him. Mike Monaco from the Bronx says, you should watch the film, then make your opinion. Screw what other people think. Oh, I don't know. He must be talking to somebody else. Mr. 305 for real says, I'd rather work on the O-line first this year, a center and a left tackle, and the first 2 picks. Then next year, go after Travis Lawrence. It's Trevor Lawrence, but okay. I get what you're saying. A lot of people feel like you, Mr. 305. And by the way, thank you to all who are watching. And if you're new, welcome aboard. We're here every day for you. As always, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you share it. Grab that share. Pass it on. Post it on Facebook, on Twitter. Send it to a friend on a text. So that way they know we're always talking every day. Here's some sports and covering all the local stuff. And then, of course, give us the A-OK, the thumbs up, the likes. We love you for all of that. Let's take a quick break. Our number 2 is next right here on The Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Welcome back.
This is the Big O Show.
You know how screwed up of a world it is? Police in Texas are seeking help from the public to find an 18-year-old girl who is posting on social media that she tested positive for COVID-19 and is willfully spreading it. Okay? I mean, wow. These are things that just...
I hope that she's like the guy doing the video walking around Walmart and ended up finding out that he didn't have it, right?
Yeah, but he went to jail.
But he still went to jail. Of course.
Good. Yeah, but, although, I got to tell you something. I know crime is down. And let me tell you, criminals are pretty smart. Now's not the time you want to go to jail. I'm just saying. Just to pull an OJ. I'm just saying. I mean, you might not want to commit crimes right now. Okay? Because it's 2 sentences you might get. One, a jail sentence, and the second one might be a death sentence. Because you have no idea. You go into that jail, and they could isolate you, but they could isolate you somewhere where COVID was. And you end up getting it in jail. God forbid. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Mayweather's daughter was arrested over the weekend. And by the way, this loser that she's tied with, it's pretty disgusting. This loser, he's a rapper. Just brutal, dude. Just classless, dude.
He's not a winner.
No, far from it. I mean, he posted some video that was just disgusting at every level, and the way he was addressing all this stuff. And so I saw this, and his daughter, for those of you that don't know, she stabbed NBA Youngboy. Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Iyanna, has been arrested for felony aggravated assault and a deadly weapon. And Iyanna Mayweather is currently in Houston Harris County Jail. She got out already, by the way. Law enforcement say NBA Youngboy was at his home when Iyanna arrived and told a woman, LaPatra Lashee Jacobs, she was Youngboy's fiancée, and Jacobs should leave the house. Jacobs then told Iyanna to leave. We're told an argument moved into the kitchen where Iyanna was holding 2 knives. And according to sources, Jacobs stepped towards Iyanna, and Iyanna charged at her with one of the knives. Jacobs told cops she didn't feel the first knife wound, but then she said Iyanna charged at her with a second knife, stabbing her again. When EMTs arrived, Jacobs was lying on the floor. She was taken to the hospital. They don't know her condition. Youngboy was at home at the time and was briefly handcuffed by cops. As a precautionary measure, Yana told cops Jacobs had incited her by initially pulling her hair outside the house, then running into the kitchen where the confrontation went down. Yana told the cops she had never met Jacobs before. So now she's tied with this NBA young boy, who that's his baby mama, the other one. I mean, it's just, it's trailer trash crap, basically, what we got going on between these two. And then again, it's Floyd Mayweather's daughter. Floyd has no class whatsoever. You can't expect his kids to have any class at all or make any kind of good choices. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather having kids reminds me of that stripper that was actually doing IG dances while her mom was taking care of her kid in the same room. Did you guys see that one? There's this IG stripper, because she's not a model, she's just a stripper. And she's stripping, like, and she's got that, it's not a PayPal thing, but it's one of those things that guys can, put money in it, and she can keep doing moves and stripping and all that, and she's on a bed. And so the camera moves a little bit to the right, and it catches her mom feeding the child, who's like 4 or 5. Like, it's a pretty big kid. So that child is watching her mom, his mom, he's watching his mom on a bed, stripping and dancing. And and by the way, she had a sparkler in her hoo-ha. All right, and I think she got burned a little bit, and she was like taking it out of her hoo-ha. Yeah, because, I mean, it's really smart to put just jam a sparkler in your crotch. I mean, yeah, let's put something that's on fire in your crotch. That makes a lot of sense. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that she's a lowlife and she hangs around with a lowlife because, of course, her dad's a lowlife. So I kind of get it. But this is what we're getting. And so she got arrested. So now she went to jail. And then they've got a video. She gets released from jail. She goes right back to NBA Youngboy's house. And then Youngboy posts a video because, I forgot, another idiot rapper was taking shots at him and Mayweather's girl or whatever, and he was all pissed off about it. I mean, it's just scumbaggery. Is what when you watch that and you see Mayweather's daughter and NBA Youngboy and all and the baby mama and all that, you're just like, this is scumbaggery. This is
Big O's new word of the day.
Scumbaggery. That's it. That's it. It's just scumbaggery. That's all it is. It's like watching Tiger Tiger Cat, or what's it called? Tiger King. It's like watching that. It's just watching a whole bunch of dysfunctional people that have no real sense of what life should be all about. No priorities.
Well, you know something?
Nothing.
The Kardashians have showed you can make a lot of money with no talent. So,
although I gotta say, I really, really enjoyed Courtney beating the crap out of Kim K. Did you watch that?
You know what? I saw it. I did see it, but I didn't.
That was
I just
awesome.
briefed. I try not to.
That was. I don't watch that at all.
Exactly.
You couldn't pay me to watch the Kardashians. But I saw it on Twitter. Somebody posted the video. And I hit play just to see because it says Courtney beating Kim. And I'm like, wow, somebody beat Kim? Well, I got to see that. Because Kim, you can tell Kim K is a total wuss. Right? You can tell, like, she can't fight. Like, she's the only way that Kim K is going to defeat you is if she sits on you with her ginormous ass. I mean, that's hard. It's just, you're going to suffocate probably. I get that. But outside of that, she can't fight. You can tell that any of them, I mean, like, what's, not Courtney, not Kim, what's, the one that's, the one was, with Lamar Odom. What's her name?
Oh, Chloe.
Chloe. Chloe, like, forget about it. She would crush Kim K. So Courtney and Kim apparently got into an argument, and then SmackDown happened. And, dude, Courtney smacked her down. Remember, Kim K had to hire somebody to, pump out her second kid. Courtney's pumped out like 3 on her own. So she's got that, that mother strength. Man, she bitch slapped Kim K down. That was good. I'd pay to see that. I don't want to see the Kardashians, but I would pay to watch Kourtney Kardashian beat the crap out of Kim K. That I would put that in the octagon. That would be fun. Just to watch Kim K just get her ass whooped. That would be awesome. Just saying. Go Gators goes, I know the video you're talking about. Okay. Where TF does get the stories from, the gutter of the internet. Yes, we do. I don't know if are you talking about me? Because what's TF? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Or are you guys talking to me? I'm not sure what's going on here. Ian from Brooklyn is enjoying scumbaggery.
The thing for me with the Kardashians, because of bashing them and just, you had sex with people and put out videos, and that's why you're famous. This is the
talent.
start of your origin of money.
Yeah, it's talent.
I see it. I see the headlines all the time, man. And I, just on principle, I cannot be in
Of course not.
because I bash them,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But I saw when the headline says.
But it's a butt kicking, yeah.
When the headline, I mean, come on, bro.
Maybe I should have jumped in.
Come on. Best fights in school. Girls. Whenever it would break out at Hialeah High and a girl fight, the big circle was made, and everybody was just letting the two girls go at it because girls' fights are fun.
Girls are crazy, man.
Yeah, bro.
I can remember a couple fights outside of school, right on the side, and rocks, big, huge rocks being picked up.
I don't know if you saw the one. We had one in our senior year when we were in Hialeah, right before the photo.
This is the one I'm talking about.
Right by
the
Mechanic.
corner that you go toward 49th Street.
And where the teachers were able to park or
that was between auto mechanics and drafting and welding and all that.
And the gym.
And the cafeteria was
right.
Yeah.
That was one of the all-time great girl fights I have ever seen in my life.
There wasn't just one or two. There was a bunch.
That one was awesome. That one I will remember for the rest of my life because nobody broke it up.
That's the one I remember, the girl going and grabbing that big, huge rock and has it over her head. And it's like, man, don't fight with those girls are crazy.
They were going all at it. So, yeah. So, once I saw Kim K getting her ass kicked I had to watch. Money Man says, we won't get Lawrence unless we tank, and it's going to take at least 3 firsts, maybe 4 to get him. You're right, Money Man. You're 1,000% right. But, people love to have some fun and play fantasy football, and they think they're going to be easily able to trade up. You can't get Joe Burrow this year because Cincinnati is locked in on the home state kid. Can you imagine whoever gets number 1 next year? They're not going to let it go. There's no way they let it go. Unless it's Kansas City, Kansas City, Mahomes blows out his knee the first game of the season. Then 8 other starters blow their knees out the following week. Okay, they lose every game, and they end up with the number 1 pick. Maybe Kansas City will trade him because they got Pat Mahomes.
And there's a whole bunch of people in Kansas City like, what did he just say?
I know. You won the championship last year, you greedy bastards. Relax. Anyway, they're like, leave us alone. It was 50 years we had to wait for that championship. We want more. Oh, I love it. What else do we have here? Alex Diaz says cat fight. Yes, cat fights are the best, bro. They are the best. Wanting to watch the Kardashian fight is pushing the limits of scumbaggery. You're right. You're right about that. It is. I had to go to the scumbaggery level to watch it. But I had to watch it. I have to tell you, I took a little enjoyment in it. I will admit I did take some enjoyment in it. Did you guys see that Jameis Winston got married over the weekend? How about that? coronavirus and everything going on, and Jameis Winston ends up getting married. Now, there was nobody there, okay? It's a really nice setup and everything. It's just him and the pastor, as you see there. And, they got the rose petals all over the place and all of that. And it says, no guest, no problem. Jameis Winston tied the knot with his longtime girlfriend, Breon, in a very private ceremony at their home, despite the chaos from the coronavirus pandemic. The two were supposed to have a massive, lavish ceremony with tons of guests from all around the country, but Jameis hasn't gotten a new contract, so he has no money and he can't do it. I'm sorry, that's not, I just added that. But with the stay-at-home orders in place, the NFL quarterback and his bride-to-be were faced with a choice, postpone or improvise. They chose door 2. On March 27th, they decided to move forward with the ceremony with the help of an efficient and a well-decorated backyard. A week when nothing was going on as planned, Breon says. Our initial wedding had just been postponed, and I was in a funk, but Jameis came through and put together a beautiful, intimate ceremony in the privacy of our own home. And it seems like it was meant to be this way all along. Hashtag Mr. and Mrs. Winston. The two have known each other since high school and have been dating for years. The former Bucs star popped the question back in 2018, just a few months before they had their first child together. So congrats to Jameis. The only thing that I would say, Jameis, is you effed up, dude. You effed up. But credit to her because she's super classy. She handled it the right way. She said all the right things. But let me explain something to Jameis and any other guy out there that might be thinking about this one day. That day is so precious to women that you can't make it simple. Okay? You gotta go all out for that, especially when you got the money like Jameis does. Because Jameis made decent money his last year. So he should have a few bucks to have a nice, lavish wedding. And maybe you do something special, but I don't know if you officially get married like they did. That's just me. I probably would have said, hey, look, when this thing is over, we're going to have the best wedding ever. And I would have planned a wedding, to make sure that you got to take care of them, man. You can't miss on that wedding. It's kind of like, what I did last year for my 25th wedding anniversary. When you have a 25th wedding anniversary, you just can't tell her, here's flowers, here's some chocolate, happy anniversary. It's been a great 25 years. You can't do that, bro. You can't. You got to make it special. You got to try to knock it out of the park. I'm not saying to go to the extreme I went to, but you got to knock it out of the park. Kudos to her. Looks like he found the right I think he found the right woman because she's awesome. The way she, handled all of that. That's pretty cool. But as a man, she may not tell you, but you got to make that day more special than that. And that's nice what he did. Don't get me wrong. It's thoughtful what he did. But that day, it cannot be downplayed, man. And that's kind of what he ended up doing, is kind of downplaying it by holding that. I don't know if you guys agree with me. You can tell me, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line.
Oh, if you factor in they've been together for a really long time, they just had their first child, it's probably more about let's seal the deal, let's get married. They've probably been through a lot, what I mean, and done a lot of life.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just lock it down, get a license, make it official.
Yeah, but see, you already had the lavish wedding planned. And
so
then
it's
and
when
then
we
the
get a chance.
As
soon as we get a chance, we kick that one into, and let everybody.
I would hope that he does something like that as a follow-up, because I'm just telling you, bro, you want to do it for them. Because later on, she's going to have some regrets about it. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. I'm just telling you, I know how women are, and that's the day you got it. You got to hit it out of the park, man. you got to say, you got to do all the right things at that moment and give her a moment she'll never forget. This won't be a moment she won't forget it because it's in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, but it won't be special. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there, okay? Just throwing it out there. Big O, can we do an interactive mock draft here? No. Let's see. Man of 1,005 holes says he has to marry her again. Exactly. R.I.P. Prince TV says not hitting that like button is also scumbaggery. Nice. I like that, R.I.P. Prince TY. Nice job by you. Hey, Flipper 13 goes, scumbaggery? Yes. Now, where can I watch this? Oh, yes. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Troy George says, maybe she is better with money than him. If he doesn't get another chance in the NFL, she will keep him rich. Maybe, you know what, Troy? She looks like a winner. Maybe she's not. Now, she's hung in there already for a while. She's already got a kid with him. And she handled this adversity like a freaking champ. So on the outside, I don't know her from Adam. You know what I mean? So I don't know much about her, but I got to give her a lot of props for the way she handled it. Proving that the material isn't the most important thing in the world, which it isn't. It isn't. But still, as a man, I'm just telling you, those are the kind of moments you want to make special for them. You
in
do.
your best interest, so you don't hear about this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Chime in properly.
Yeah, no, and not only that, then you watch other people do that, and then they do it really special. And then you kind of look at her, and it's like, yeah, we had to settle for some, thing in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic.
We got Domino's Pizza delivered.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's my friend going in a limo and a beautiful church and 400 friends and this incredible reception area after. And, this guy was playing, singing. John Legend came and performed at her wedding. And I'm like, what did I get? I got away from a pandemic in order to get married. You know what I mean? So those are things that, it's kind of, hey, listen, I know I probably pissed off a couple people last year too when I did it. Because there were a couple friends of mine like, dude, you like my wife, my girlfriend, they're watching this. This is terrible, bro. You have now put me in a position that's impossible, which it's not really. It's not true. You can do it. Just if my ass can do it, you can do it too. Okay? You could take your wife to Paris for a wedding anniversary. That's not the end of the world. You don't want to do it right now, but last year, man, how lucky were we that we were able to, that last year was our 25th wedding anniversary. Holy moly.
Timing is of the essence, man.
My Lord.
Everything.
I blessed. Man, we were able to get that. And see, that's something my wife mentions to me at least twice a week. At least twice a week. She reminds me about Paris. At least twice a week, she looks at her ring. She'll at least once a month, she'll take a picture of the ring and send it to me and tell me she loves me. And we're a year over that now. So those of you that have been married, think about that. A year later, I'm still getting lots of love about it. That's how you win, dude. Just telling you. That's the key, ladies and gentlemen. That's the key. That's how you win big time. Did you hear about Kyle Walker winning? Or a loser that was winning? Something like that, however you want to look at it. Kyle Walker is a soccer player for Manchester City. So Kyle put out a PSA and telling everybody in the country that they need to stay home, stay away from people, take care of themselves. So now Kyle Walker is in a little bit of trouble because the Man City defender is now being investigated by his club for hosting a party with sex workers during England's coronavirus lockdown. The day after he had the escorts to his apartment, Walker recorded a PSA urging people to adhere to stay-at-home guidelines. The 21-year-old escort, named Louise McNamara, detailed the evening in the Sun, claiming that Walker and a friend hired her and another call girl to arrive at Walker's luxury apartment. They spent 3 hours together, during which she took a number of photos of the English defender. The 29-year-old Walker paid them $2,200 in cash. He could face fines and discipline from his club for such an egregious public relations disaster. City has already issued a statement strongly condemning his actions. Walker issued a public statement for the incident, apologizing for his behavior. He said, "I want to take this opportunity to issue a public apology for the choices I made last week, which have resulted in a story today about my private life in a tabloid newspaper. I understand that my position as a professional footballer brings the responsibility of being a role model. But no, I just want to bring in models. As such, I want to apologize to my family, friends, football club supporters, and the public for letting them down." By the way, Walker and his longtime girlfriend, Ann Kilner, broke up earlier this year. Why? It became public that he had gotten model Lauren Goodman pregnant. So, Walker's got a problem keeping his pecker in his pants. But, you're in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic, and you're inviting call girls over. Seriously, dude. Bro, put on some Pornhub and, rub one off. Come on, bro. It's pretty simple. You won't get any coronavirus that way. Hell, you might even get an STD, too. And she's really not that hot. That was the other thing. I saw the pictures of her, and she's No hips, too. I'm Latin, bro. I need hips. See, that means she ain't got much of an ass, too. When you ain't got hips, you ain't got an ass. You know what I'm saying? You see how it's straight? And all those tats all over the place? Not a fan. Not a fan. She's Like, that's what you... if you're going to risk corona, you gotta look like Halle Berry or Jennifer Aniston or something like that. Right?
She's cute, man.
Yeah. Considering you're a professional.
Well, she's not, knock it out over the top, but she's cute.
$2,200 for that? Okay. All right. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying. If I'm going to cheat, I'm going to make it, count, baby. You know what I'm saying? That, he lost his girlfriend because he ended up impregnating a model. Okay, so she's probably a lot hotter than this one. But there you go. That's the intelligence we have going on right now during the coronavirus. Let's go have sex with strangers. Let's have a sex party. And, plus you have your friend over and you're inviting another woman over. So there were 3 people there that one of them could have had it. And then there's a good chance that all 4 of them now have it. I tell you, there are things that go on in this world that you just got to scratch your head and wonder what the F is going on with that. How in the hell are you doing something like that? That is just amazing. It looks like we are going to get you know what? Before I do that, we are at the bottom of the hour. We do want to remind you that Murias Dental, a proud sponsor of our program, and folks, whether it's implants or Invisaligns, once this thing is done, the pandemic is done, and you want to take care of your teeth, trust me, go to Murias Dental. Look, support the sponsors that support our program. And I go to Moody Dental myself, so it's not something that I would tell you that I wouldn't do. I'm wearing my Invisaligns right now. So whether you're looking to fix those teeth, get an implant, Invisalign, clean your teeth, cavities, whatever it is you need, I'm telling you, Moody Dental, state-of-the-art equipment. And right now, if you're in pain, call them, 305-821-0231. You're going to be stuck in the house for a while now. Don't do it with pain. You want to relieve that pain. You want to get rid of that cavity. Call them right now. Tell them Big O sent you. 305-821-0231. Go to the website, moodysdental.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit. On select models excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
We're back.
This is the Big O Show.
We take you till I have no idea. But we'll continue. We'll continue to talk here. We got plenty of things to talk about. There's so many things to talk about. That's the crazy part. Bill's dying for the day that he arrives here and he goes, "Hey man, the show was only 20 minutes. Didn't you have any more material?" Because you just wonder, like, when are we going to run out of material, right? But there just seems to be stuff to talk about all the time, which is cool. And look, we need it, right? I mean, this is kind of let me tell you, I love that a lot of you have said, "Hey, thank you for continuing to do this. It's my getaway. I get to listen to you. I get to hear about anything going on in sports, music, pop culture. We talk about locally and all that stuff, even, unfortunately, some of the COVID-19 crap that we have to talk about and all of that. But I got to tell you something. As much as it's a getaway for you, it's also a getaway for me and Bill because, I mean, we're just like you. When we're done, that's it. He goes home. I stay right here in my house. That's all. That's all we do. I mean, the only time he and I are going to go out this week is the couple of hours we'll be at VSS West Pines, then we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood, and then we'll be at Craig's Inn Acura, and that's it. Outside of that, I'm home. I'm home. I must have left this weekend twice to get food. My wife has got, because I got the 5 stents in my heart, so it's like, another thing about marriage, okay, pick and choose your battles, okay? All right? For those of you that are about to get married, going to get married, you're just married now, you've only been married for a couple months, a year or two, you're still playing. For those of you that have been married for a couple of months, a year or two, you know what I call you? I don't call it the honeymoon period. I call it that you're playing house. Okay? You're not even really married yet. Okay? When you tell me you're married 5, 10 years, now I know you're there now. You're feeling it, you know? And so as a man that's now in his working on the 27th year of marriage, this is what I would tell you all the time. Pick and choose. You're not going to agree on everything, but you can't argue about everything, right? So I got to go get something to eat, right? My wife says, no, stay. I'm going to get it. What do you want? That's the moment why am I going to get in an argument about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'll take out the trash. No, you won't. I'll do that, okay? That I'll do. Or, don't worry, I'll carry it. No, I'll carry it. Fine. But the food, it's like, okay, I get it. She's like, no, you got the 5 stents in your heart. No, you can't be around people, you know, all that. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Go ahead, go get the food. So I went out less than I even expected over the weekend. You know what I mean? But
you had to mention food. Now I'm thinking of Steve's Pizza.
Yeah. Well, you could have that. I'll go get it when we're done. Not a problem. I'll take care of that. It's only a couple blocks away. Unless my wife wants to go instead. 786-322-11, which, by the way, she will, because actually, what does she do at the end of the show? What does she do?
She usually gets us food.
Right. She calls me and says, what do you want?
She's awesome. She's amazing.
Because she doesn't want me to go get food. That's why she does it. That's the reason why she does it. Because she doesn't want me to get sick. She's afraid that, you know, if I catch it, I die. Which, she could be right. She could be right. You know, I was going to tell you something because, okay, when somebody tells you it's just the flu, it's not as serious. And, you know, the line that I've used before is you don't get to die. You don't get to watch somebody die with COVID. You will be next to your loved one when they're dying from the flu. You can hold their hands and all that, and and sadly, you'll go through the experience. COVID doesn't allow you that. Here's the other one for the cold people that I thought of also. Another argument, because when you tell people that they say it's just the flu, and you tell them, yeah, really, it is? How come you can't stay next to the person when they're dying? But yet when they got the flu and they're dying, you're right next to them. So explain that one to me. And then they go like this, because they can't say anything. Because it's already stupid that you're comparing it to the flu. Here's one more thing. All right, Bill, answer this question for me. You're 52, correct? You're a year younger than I am, right? You're 52, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly 1 month and 1 year, 2 months, and 26 days younger than you, sir.
Okay.
Just to remind you.
How many times have you had the flu in the 52 years?
Oh, I don't know.
40, 50?
You know what? Maybe once every 2 years. Once every, something like that.
Okay, 25.
Yeah.
Okay, 25. Why don't you get COVID 25 times? Let's see what happens. Okay? You
probably get one ride with my asthma.
You know what I love about these idiots that tell me all this stuff? Well, 90% are surviving. Okay, so that means that 9 out of 10 people that get it are living. Okay. Well, the rate for flu is a hell of a lot higher than 9 out of 10. And a hell of a lot more people are infected with the flu. Yet most of us get infected with the flu all the freaking time. And we live every time. It's got to be like this strange case. This is not strange. This affects all kinds of people. People that are completely healthy, people that are unhealthy, people that are overweight, people that have pre-existing conditions like myself. You have no idea. There are people that are absolutely healthy. So when they tell you, it's not that serious, 9 out of 10 recover, you tell them, well, haven't you had like the flu 10 times? Because everybody's had the flu more than 10 times. Didn't you recover every time? Yeah. Okay, so it's not the same, is it? 1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. So UFC 249 is set to continue. And the talk is that they're going to have it on April 18th. Tony Ferguson's going to face Justin Gaethje. They've already canceled events on the 21st and 28th of March and the one on April 11th. All those have been canceled. So they are dead set on having this one. They're trying to settle down on the location. There's been talk about possibly doing it on an Indian reservation because they don't have to go by U.S. laws, all of that, although the Indians then would have to allow you to come on their property and risk bringing COVID to their reservation, which I don't know how that makes – I mean, I get it that you're going to make some money from this, but I don't know if that's a good idea for any reservation. I just – this is not a good idea, period, but whatever. And he's got another show scheduled for the 25th of April and May 2nd. And May 9th is UFC 250, by the way. So we'll see if this ends up happening. But right now, so far, it looks like they are set to get this off. Now, look, selfishly for me, I get to watch it. So it's not something that I know that for all of us, we at least get to enjoy a little something here, okay? But, man, you are taking some chances. I know that you're going to test the fighters and test the trainers and test the referee and all of that, but you're taking some chances on some of these guys. Remember, there are so many unknowns of this virus. Okay, the experts had no idea that it would spread just by, airborne. Now they know it does, and now they feel it does. Now they want us to cover up every time we're out, right? So you're not spreading it. Well, how do we know that somebody got one of these fighters, the trainer, whatever, maybe they get infected the day before they get to the arena to fight or wherever they're going to fight at, but yet it's still not detectable. Maybe it goes undetected for a short amount of time before it becomes. Do they know that? Because, see, that's the thing about all of this. The experts are still learning about this thing. So, and people are, like I told you about the South Korean baseball, they're willing to take a chance, yet now, after they had flattened the curve and they were headed downhill, they wanted to get life going again, right? Hurry the process up, and now the cases are coming back again. That's the danger, that you got to kill this thing completely before we can actually get our lives back. Because if we don't kill it completely and we let it fester, then it will grow back again. Okay, let me do it one more time. First case, 39 days ago. 39 days later, 337,933 cases. Just want to make sure, just want to remind you, in 39 days, we went from 1 to 337,933. Okay?
I'm sure that number's old and we're past 38,000 now.
I'm sure if I turn on one of the news channels, they'll give me the latest number. In fact, actually, I have a website that I have saved. There's a website that is covering all of this now. They've got out there. Let me see if I can tell you guys what it is, the name of it. See if I have it here. Where the hell is it? Oh, you know what? I might have it. Wait a minute. Done. Here it is. It's called covid19.healthdata.org. Okay? And there you go. All right? So right now, we have 9 days until peak resource, which is April 15th, is where it says we will be peaking.
Was that from the Surgeon General? Because I saw him with his, and he's like, these next 2 weeks, people are going to be absolutely horrific.
Yeah, well, I don't know what this is like the official site that they use to track all of the, the deaths and everything that's going
It's
on.
from the CDC?
I don't know who's doing this, bro. It's COVID19healthdata.org. But you see everything here, dude. Okay, total deaths is 81,766. So there you go. It's just scary stuff. Scary stuff. Anyway, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. So Dana White is figuring out a way to get UFC 249. Here's the best part of the story, okay? Dana White in the process is also now being sued, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, for $200,000. Here's the awesome part of this story. For a sex tape extortion case by Ernesto Joshua Ramos. So Dana White says, I just found out that a BS lawsuit was filed against me yesterday, White said in a statement Saturday given to the Review-Journal. This guy went to federal prison for trying to extort me over 5 years ago. Now he's hired a lawyer who's also a convicted felon, and he's trying to extort me again for $10 million. He got no money from me the last time, and he won't be getting any money from me this time. I look forward to the court dismissing this quickly so I can get rid of these scumbags forever. So according to Ramos White, he was supposed to pay him $450,000 because he didn't name White publicly in a criminal case. This all stems from a 2015 case where Ramos's girlfriend supposedly taped herself having sex with Dana White. Ramos knew about this and knew White was married and reportedly tried to extort $200,000 from him. Ramos said he never demanded money from Dana White. So now he's out of jail apparently for that crime, trying to extort somebody, and so now he's suing Dana White. It's like, the actions of White were fraudulent, oppressive, and designed to encourage Ramos to plead guilty so he can negotiate a substantial settlement, which would prevent the disclosure of his actions at a trial for the personal benefit of White and his related business and interest. So there you go. Ramos, by the way, has agreed to turn over all remaining sex tapes. Your girlfriend is banging Dana White, so you're going to sue him for banging Dana White. Oh, dude, that is just too much. Right there, you can't make stuff up like that. Right? That is just absolutely a sweet story right there. Dana's married. He's banging this woman behind her back, but the woman is actually married with somebody else. Oh, no, I'm sorry, has a boyfriend, but she tapes it and then shares it with her boyfriend. And then the boyfriend wants to then extort the money from Dana, goes to jail for trying to extort money. I give Dana credit because he's like, screw you, dude. I'm not giving you any money, and I don't care if you show this to anybody or anyone else. It doesn't matter. I'll get through it. I don't know. Maybe he's got that kind of, there's those relationships that the woman kind of already knows what the guy's all about, but she just doesn't care. She just kind of looks the other way and lives her life, and like she can deal with it. You know what I mean? There are those kind of relationships. Wow. That's a screwed up one right there. On the music scene, did you see that Christopher Cross tested positive? Yep. Christopher Cross, Sailing, Arthur's Theme, all that good stuff. He has been diagnosed with the coronavirus. The 5-time Grammy winner shared the news in a lengthy Facebook post. Says, I'm sorry to report that I am among the growing number of Americans who have tested positive for Corona-19 virus. Although I am fortunate enough to be cared for at home, this is possibly the worst illness I have ever had. That's the other thing, man. When people talk about the experiences at times, not everybody goes through it, but there are times where people will talk about it and it's like it's hell. And there's Cross talking about it. Remember, today is Metallica Mondays. 8 o'clock tonight on their Facebook page. Go to Metallica's Facebook page. Live in Copenhagen back in 2009 on July 22nd. All right, so if you live in Copenhagen, you're watching the show. If you went to that show back in 2009, that's the show they're going to air. There you go. I like it. Oh, also, Dashboard Confessional. Are you a fan? Do you like Dashboard Confessional? They're all right. They're not bad. Well, they are streaming tonight, live at 6 o'clock Eastern. All right? So if you're a Dashboard Confessional fan, they're all right. They're entertaining. Hey, it's a free concert, man. You're going to watch them do a couple tunes. You're home. What the hell? Stay home. Enjoy a little Metallica. You watch Dashboard Confessional at 6. Then you go watch Metallica at 8 o'clock. I mean, that's a cool thing. You go to you put it on your smart TV, okay? You expand the screen large, and you watch Metallica jam for a couple of hours. That's what Metallica records all their concerts, dude. Like all their shows. So cool. What else do we have? Oh, also, for those of you that don't know, John Taylor, bassist for Duran Duran, he is fighting the coronavirus. He also announced that he is in the battle also for the coronavirus. Now, it has not gotten him to the point like some others, so that's a good thing that it's not so bad for John Taylor. All right. And kudos to Tony Iommi. Tony Iommi is going to auction off items that he owns to benefit coronavirus victims and to help out. So that's pretty cool. And, you know, I got to tell you something. There might be a couple things there that you would want from Tony Iommi. That's a cool story on his part, and very nice that, look, there's a lot of people that are doing a lot of good things right now, too. In the midst of all this chaos, there are people that are going out of their way to build masks, to buy masks, to find ways to help our healthcare workers. And obviously, people like Tony Iommi announcing that he'll be auctioning off some personal items with the proceeds going to UK's National Health Service to aid in the battle against the coronavirus. He goes, "We were about to announce a charity evening with Tony Iommi to raise some money for the Birmingham hospitals when this awful virus struck. So now, as the charitable events have been canceled, I want to still do something to help. So I've put a couple of things together of my own for auction. Full details will be unveiled online on April 6th, which is today, folks." The rocker went on to note how important medical professionals are in this ongoing battle. Without these doctors and nurses, what would we do? We owe them a lot. So there you go. Good job by Tony Iommi. Still remember the day seeing Black Sabbath at the Sunrise Musical Theater. This idiot was there with me, and we were up against the stage, okay. And Iommi shakes hands with a couple people in the front row, and he shook hands with me, gave me his pick, and then gave me one of these. So, I mean, for a metalhead, when Tony Iommi, the godfather of heavy metal, gives you a pick and then goes like this, that's it, bro. It's over. It's over. Your heavy metal life is complete pretty much. That's kind of like one of the ultimate highs right there. It's a bunch of you out there looking at me going, what the hell is he talking about? Who the hell is Tony Iommi? Black Sabbath, get the hell out of here.
Brakes went out.
That's
in the
not
car.
music.
Brakes went out in the car pulling up into Sunrise.
Yeah, that concert. My dad had this police car that he bought off an auction. And so I used to drive that police car all the time. In fact, that police car, the starter had problems. So we would start that car with a screwdriver that we would get, and it would touch two different things off the starter, and you would be able to then start the car, right, and get it going. And so the brakes were also bad on the car, and we had to go to the concert. So it was like, I don't know, 7 of us in that car, right?
I can remember.
It's like at least 7 of us,
Oh,
right?
there
in that
was,
car?
yeah. And I can remember having to show your dad's wife my license that it was valid, so
Yeah.
she would
Yeah.
sign off on us going.
Yeah. And dude, the brakes went out as we were turning into Sunrise.
I would like to thank the rocks that were formated on the side of the road
Yes.
for stopping us.
No, because I was going to hit the cars in front of me in Sunrise. So I went off the side of the road and went on the shoulder of that. And I was able to boom, 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 and we stopped literally in front of a sign. We would have hit the sign. We would have knocked the sign down. Guaranteed. But like it stopped like right there on the sign. And they're like, okay, all right, this is a good place to park. That's it. And we didn't worry about the car till after the concert. It's like,
It ain't going nowhere. It ain't moving anymore.
forget it.
We'll
There's
put
more
brake
important
fluid-
things right
we'll-
now to do.
We'll put the brake fluid doesn't need to sit there, and it'll run out by the time we get out. We'll
Yeah.
put it when we get back.
And for those of you that do follow Sabbath, it was the Born Again tour because it was Ian Gillan that was the lead singer that night.
Got
Actually,
to see Smoke on the Water
Yeah.
with Bill Ward, Geezer Butler, and Tony Iommi.
yeah,
Man,
that was good. That was a good con. Ian Gillan is actually super underrated, and the Born Again album for Black Sabbath is extremely underrated. Hell of an album, but I mean, it is what it is. So there's my story. There's my metal story for you. What else do we have? Bobby Mitchell, former Redskins great, passed away at the age of 84. Tom Dempsey, he of the what was it called? Like stumped foot, and obviously hit the 63-yarder, which was a record. Passed away at the age of 73 over the weekend due to the coronavirus. Again, losing people before their time. That is just too sad. Very sad. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Let me see what we got here on the text line. Revo13 says, been to Sunrise Musical Theater twice for George Benson. Wow. That's a hell of a concert. In fact, I saw a little Benson over the weekend on YouTube. J.D. Demonico said, thank you for the Rush reference over your shoulder. Also love the Nita pick. Nice studio. Thank you, J.D. Dominic. That was given to us by one of our listeners. He bought it for us. They bought it for us because it's a man and a woman. But they bought it for us at VSS West Pines, where we'll be on Wednesday. It's a beautiful lunchbox. There we go. So thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Billy Baston says hydrochloroquine, vitamin B3, and zinc are all rumored to wipe out. Well, yeah, it's a rumor, but we still don't know. The experts don't know yet, my man. Okay, I don't go with rumors and all that stuff. I'll go when the experts tell you that for sure. I know that it's worked for some people, but they're not there yet. And I know that what some of these countries that have dealt with malaria also have a very low rate of coronavirus because a lot of those people have that drug in their system, and so it helps them combat that. There's a lot of unknowns. It might be right, but we really don't know for sure yet on all of that. Mike from Monaco says Natalie is just upset because she's flat in the back. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. I guess Natalie says, I pray that one day you don't go on YouTube and hear an old-ass perv talking about your daughter's ass the way you do. Be a man and simply shut the F up. We're talking about a call girl, Natalie. What is wrong with you? So it's worse for me to talk about a call girl that doesn't have an ass, but you're defending a woman that goes to sell her body all over the place in the middle of a pandemic. Natalie, where are your priorities? You're worried about me saying that she doesn't have an ass. Seriously. Right, Natalie? If that's what's going on in your world, you're worried about me. Okay? I'm home minding my own business. I'm talking about some skank selling her ass to some soccer player. And you're picking on me. Natalie. Wow. Damn, Natalie. Holy crap. Ugh.
Priorities are a little bit off.
Yeah,
there, huh?
no. Natalie obviously has no priorities. She's more worried about me saying about some skank has a flat ass. Meanwhile, there's some bitch spreading COVID-19 all over the world, having sex with strange men, and she's worried about me. Love that. Way to go, Natalie. That's that. Oh, this world is. I guess, Natalie, you find Tiger King to be exceptional programming, right? Exactly. Way to go, Natalie. Holy moly. I'd love to see what kind of answer you have for that one now. Mark McIntyre says David Byron was underrated too. Nita rocks. Nita does rock. You got to see her live. Nita Strauss is awesome. She's really cool, man. Really, really cool. Ian from Brooklyn says Natalie needs to fall back with that BS. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's embarrassing that she actually is going after me, talking about some skank selling her ass. Great. Well, what little she has. Experts don't know, but has worked for a lot of people. I will use it. Well, let me tell you, Leo, if I was like hurting big time, I would tell my wife, go get that thing for sure. It's what Trump says. There's a lot of people that are in their deathbed and they're really, try it. What does it hurt? We don't have an answer right now. So I agree. He's right about that. And, Trump isn't right about a lot of things during this thing, but that's one of the things he's actually right about. I mean, if I can't breathe and I'm on a ventilator and things are getting bad and I can try that chloroquine thing, whatever, and it's worked for some people, I would try it. If I know that all I'm doing is progressively getting worse, hells to the yeah, I'm going to try it. So, yeah, I would do that. Max Support says Sunrise Musical Theater saw Missing Persons, Marilyn Manson, Paul Young, Psychedelic Furs, Cheap Trick, Dave Grusin, and Lee Ritmore. Nice, man. That's a nice list. I still have it recorded. They had the US Festival on this weekend. And so I recorded all 3 days of it. And so I'm watching I watched the new wave one yesterday. I'm going to watch the metal one today. I've seen it before, but I don't care. I can see it over and over again and things like that. But I say it because I saw Paul Young yesterday. He was on it, and he sounded great. But that was 1983. He should sound great. I saw him about a year ago, and he didn't sound great. Don't go see Paul Young. Okay? You guys know I warn you all the time. All right? If Paul Young comes to town, just want to warn you, he lost it. Okay? Lost it. Doesn't have a fastball anymore. Just saying. All right? Oh, I saw In Excess at that great Sound Sunrise Musical Theater. Michael Hutchins was a great performer. An amazing voice, dude. And I envy you, Myron. You know why? I never saw In Excess live. And that is one of my huge regrets, is that I never saw In Excess live.
Man, Shabu Shabah. That's
one
of my favorite
albums. One of the best new wave albums of all time.
That
period.
album is incredible.
That is a great album from beginning to end. Leo says, my aunt has lupus and hasn't died for using the medication. There you go. Rebel 13 says, also saw Chuck Mangione. Not bad. Yeah. There you go. So no response from Natalie. Either she woke up and I kind of like put her in her place and she's like, yeah, how am I picking on him and defending a whore? Huh. What's more disgusting?
There are some people that are out there probably thinking she's got to make a living.
Yeah, even a pandemic. Even if she's spreading it, she's got to make a living. You know? But our friend Natalie is a whore defender. So, I mean, you know, what can we say? You know, it is what it is. She is a big fan of defending the women that sell their ass, even in a pandemic. I mean, those things happen. What can I tell you? All right, let's take a break because I already passed the hour, thanks to Natalie, of course. Had to rip Natalie. So there you go. Hey, that's a fresh one today. Ripping a lady today. I haven't done that in a while. It's been years that I haven't ripped a woman. But Natalie deserved ripping.
Don't defend whores.
Yeah, I mean, give me a break. Hey, how do you talk about a woman's ass? Even if she's selling it. Back with more.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Gotta love it.
This is the Big O Show.
Billy Batson says, Big O, you obviously, Natalie is a said skank. She's a fan. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know where she say that. She said that? Let me see. I pray that one day you don't go on YouTube and hear an old-ass perv. Oh, and she's young, too, because I'm old. An old-ass perv talk about your daughter's ass the way you do. Be a man and simply shut the F up. No, she didn't talk about skank. She didn't openly admit that she's defending a skank. Yeah, she already left. She already hauled ass. She got on her high chair and defended a skank and then left. That, or she realized, wait a minute, I'm defending a whore. What kind of an idiot am I? And then left. Because really, think about it. Natalie can't come back with a response. Once I reminded her who she's defending, like, So, oh, by the way, Natalie, if my daughter's stupid enough to be on a poll or a call girl, well, then guess what? People are going to make fun of her or compliment her or hate on her. But guess what? You put yourself on a poll. You put yourself as a call girl. That's what you get. So am I supposed to respect that? I doubt it. See, there. My daughter came in. See? Right. So there you go, Natalie. Sorry. Some women are dumb enough to sell their bodies. I can't do anything about that. But if you want to defend somebody selling their bodies, go ahead and have fun. Knock yourself out in the middle of a pandemic. I love that. 786-322-1105. What are you looking at me? I know you're not dumb enough to do stupid things like that. Anyway, so you can get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line 786-322-1105. If you want to get in, you can also reach out on Twitter at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. How about Rob Gronkowski? Now, you're never going to catch me talking about wrestling on the show because I'm really not a wrestling fan, okay? I just have no respect for a man's soap opera. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So I'm watching that. I didn't watch the wrestling at all. All I saw were the headlines and all that. I could never watch that. Plus, Rob Gronkowski he's the meathead that you just laugh at. But he's never, when people told me that he was going to be some kind of an action hero or something, I laughed because he can't carry sentences. He's not a guy that's – now, I know Triple X has made a living out of his dialogue being 2 words. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would –
How about Arnold? He started off like that, man.
Here's Triple S's script. 4 sentences. That's it. They look like lines because, that's – I couldn't put a couple words here in just 2 minutes. I mean, in 30 seconds here before I was going to make my point. But that's – I get that, but there is some kind of personality or something to Triple X. Gronk is just a clown. There's not going to be anything. Now, I don't know how he performed because I know you got to have a personality, and he's not The Rock, and he's not a lot of these guys that I've seen, throwing lines out there and all that. He can't be that. But I saw that they gave him, what was it? I don't even watch this crap. The WWE 24/7 champion. And I know that there's different titles, and I know this isn't the big title and all of that. But when I saw and I read it in the article that Kyle Busch and Enes Kanter are also previous champions, it's like, really, dude? Really? This is what we've come down to? And I can't bother watching that garbage. I don't know how many of you ended up watching that garbage. I'd rather watch anything. Watch a movie, watch YouTube, sit and watch paint dry, go outside and sit in the backyard and have my dogs just run around and clown around with each other and all that. That's more entertaining for me than anything Gronk's going to do. And especially wrestling. Oh, my Lord. I saw that, and it's like, really? Wrestling? Wrestling? Are you kidding me? You are and how many of you actually watched that crap because you had nothing else to watch or you couldn't come up with anything else?
The ones that I used to love in the neighborhood, there was always.
Did you watch that yesterday?
Come on, man.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if you watched
the
it.
only thing
You're
I've
desperate.
seen. The only thing I have seen is like going over to catch Sports Center because they've been starting on weird hours.
Right.
And seeing the last couple of Sundays, they've had the best of WWE on before Sports Center. I'm like, What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm changing that.
The ones I
don't
used to
even
love,
bother
bro,
that.
my favorite were the guys in the neighborhood that swore
Oh, yeah.
that wrestling was real.
Yeah.
And my even as a kid, I was like, the minute that it's in the Herald that we receive it home, the minute it's in the Herald and the sports page has it, I'll start believing it,
Right,
okay?
exactly.
You do realize this does not show up
When they
on
actually
the
send
evening
real
news.
beat
Yeah.
writers and all that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, give me a break, dude. It's so ridiculous. It really is. Let's see. Billy says, breaking news report, United States, 337,971 confirmed cases, 9,654 total deaths. Yeah, I just gave out those numbers. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. Dominic says she's probably one of those hooker bots. Oh, you know what? Maybe she is a hooker bot. That's probably what it is. Although the hooker bots never really took shots. The hooker bots were trying to be friends with you guys. They would actually copy and paste your comments and then put them on the chat board. The hooker
Talking about the ho.
Yeah, the hooker bots. Nah, I think she's real. I think she's a real phony. Obviously. I mean, you're going to take a shot at me to defend her? Give me a break. And by the way, I wasn't saying anything inaccurate. She doesn't have hips, which means she probably doesn't have much of an ass. What's wrong with that? Just being accurate. That's all. I wasn't saying anything negative, like really distasteful. What's distasteful is that you're selling your body in the middle of a pandemic. That's the distasteful part, dude, of all of this. Give me a break. All right. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter at Big O Show. The other story, well, there's many stories out here, but don't know if you saw this. Our boy James Morgan from FIU, he is getting some interest, some love from an interesting team. Yep. With only the 2019 fourth-round pick Jarrett Stidham and veteran Brian Hoyer on the depth chart, the Patriots almost certainly will add a rookie QB. The question is, who and when? Well, league sources say FIU quarterback James Morgan had a video conference meeting with the team. Mike Reese of ESPN Boston reports Morgan, who grew up in Green Bay and naturally modeled his game after Pro Football Hall of Famer Brett Favre, is an intriguing prospect who scouts say performed well in the East-West Shrine game. And he did, because we were there. We watched him during the week. He was really good. Actually had a decent game, too. That's great news. Now, let's be honest. None of this means anything. Just because you interviewed a guy, it means squat. Okay, let's call it like we see it. All right, let's just be honest. But in this case, it may not mean much, but it is important. Why? Patriots need a quarterback. Patriots, more often than not, aren't taking a guy in the first round. Like Garoppolo's the highest pick they've taken in forever in the second round. And that was late second round, obviously. So I could see them taking somebody in the middle rounds. And James Morgan is one of those guys that we've talked about personally many times. Him, the Princeton kid, the Iowa kid, these are all kind of project guys that physically they have the tools to play at the next level. Can they? Well, that's you and I know that's a hell of a challenge for any young man to make the transition from college to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But no doubt that this is good news for James. He's a good kid, had a really good career at FIU. And it'd be interesting, by the way, if he gets drafted, because FIU had a guy that got a shot with Seattle a couple years back, right? And you realize, if I start looking at it, FIU is getting more guys to go to the NFL at quarterback than UM. I'm just, hey, to steal a line from OJ, I'm just saying. That's all. I just got to throw that out there, okay? I mean, really, FIU's producing more quarterbacks than the University of Miami. That's crazy. I mean, that just come on, man. How does that fly? How does that make any sense whatsoever? So good for James Morgan. He's a good dude. Had an excellent year for FIU, and can play. Definitely has touch. That's one of the things that I like about him. That he's got some touch in his passes. What else do we have here on the program that we want to talk a little bit about? Oh, switching a little gears to basketball. Lauri Markkanen. Now, think about this. The basketball season's been stopped. We've been off now for almost a month, right? We're getting pretty close to a month when they made the decision to we're probably about 3 weeks off of it from when Rudy Gobert tested positive, and they obviously shut down the NBA. So it's been about 3 weeks. So now a story is coming out of Chicago, and a pretty damn good young power forward in this league, and Lauri Markkanen, apparently wants out. This is what is said. The 22-year-old power forward has spent his first 3 years of his career with the Bulls, but is clearly fed up with the direction of the franchise. Many of his teammates seem to agree with him. Joe Cowley from the Chicago Sun-Times, he says, and then there was a quiet storm privately churning in the corner since early on in the season, keeping his frustrations off the record, one-liners discrediting the direction of the offense, his role in it, and highly embraced shot profile that Bulls analytics was stressing. Make no mistake about it. Third-year big man Lauri Markkanen was one unhappy camper before the coronavirus put the NBA on hiatus. Unhappy enough that if the direction of the organization was going to stay unchanged, he'd rather be elsewhere. Okay? Now, this was the 7th pick in the NBA draft back in 2017. He's averaged 18.7 points and 9 rebounds in 32 minutes per game last season. Now, in the 19-20 campaign, he took a step back, 14.7, 6.3 rebounds in 29 minutes. His percentage from three-point range has dropped from 36.1% last year to 34.4%, and his field goal percentage has dropped each of his years of his career, the 3 years. So I don't know how much is it Markkanen, how much is it the system, how much is it that he's unhappy. Now, Miami has a power forward in Bam. Unless you want to play him at center, which, of course, you can play him at center too. You know what I mean? He's not really a three-point shooter. So you could leave him at center, right? Because, you can play Bam at power forward, you can play him at center, but he's probably better suited for center. And then you if you can make a move for Markkanen. Now, Miami has nothing to trade. That's the problem. But I just thought about it out there, and I'm like, man, it's not a bad player to get if they want to trade him. The only problem is Miami doesn't have much to trade unless you're going to part with one of your young pieces. If you're going to part with Tyler Hero for Lauri Markkanen, something like that. Don't think you want to do that. Because Tyler Hero is perfect for this league. That man can shoot. And Duncan Robinson can shoot too. Now, Duncan Robinson's contract probably won't jive with Markkanen. You'll have to add something in there. I know they have their first-round pick this year, but that's not going to be enough to get Markkanen. But listen, it's foolish for me even to talk about Miami's interest. It's more about Markkanen wanting out and that the Bulls continue to have problems because they don't get it. That's all. Pretty simple. They just don't get it. And that's why they're not going to go anywhere as a franchise, because they keep doing all the wrong moves. But I saw that story, and it was like, you could play Bam, keep him at center, bring in Markkanen to be your power forward.
That might be kind of an interesting mix. Why not? I can dream. Not that it'll really happen. What do you guys got here? Troy George says, oh no, you guys are talking with each other. Big O, did you talk about the NBA teams asking players to take 50% pay cuts during the COVID-19 virus issue? No, I haven't talked about that. Because, I mean, I don't know. Whatever they work out is fine with me. I'm not disgusted by it. Hey, man, listen, we got people losing their jobs, losing their careers, losing their businesses. I got to be honest with you, Troy. An NBA player taking a pay cut, I don't care about that. You know, I mean, that's not an interesting story to me. And I have no sympathy for them. I'm sorry, they're cutting you from what, 5 million to 2.5? Or are they cutting you $1 million to $500,000? That's $500,000 more than you and I are making. So I don't know. I you know, that's that part to me is. At this moment, we have so many people in this world losing everything. There are people right now in an incredibly stressful situation. I know people that have had to fire pretty much all their employees. And let me tell you something. It's devastating for some of these people that they had to fire their employees. That they do not take pleasure in it. Most of them. All these small businesses out there that are firing all their they hate it. Because they know they're next. You know, it's kind of like what Governor Cuomo was talking about yesterday in his press conference, which made all the sense in the world. You know, he goes, Oregon's giving us some of the respirators that we need because they see the fire. And they don't want the fire to get to them. It's like if there's a fire in your next door neighbor's house, it behooves you to grab the hose and try to help to put out that fire as much. Why? Because your home is next. And that's kind of what it is. You're next. You're allowing this to grow and fester because if you do, then it's going to affect you. That's why this whole thing, I know UD was on with Wade, and they had a conversation on IG, and they were going back and forth and talking about the dunk contest and all this other crap. And Wade had a really good analogy. He goes, you know, in a team game, everybody's got to be on the same page, and if somebody's off, it takes everybody off kilter. And he goes, right now in society, we're all on the same team. And we all have to do the right thing. So that way it doesn't get any worse. And it gets better for all of us. But if we've got idiots that are having sex with whores, if we've got idiots that are going to mass, you know what I mean? If we got idiots and we got governors that still don't believe in this thing, that's our problem. Not everybody's on the same page. And since we're not on the same page, and you look at South Korea now they want to get back to baseball. Yet their coronavirus cases are now starting to uptick again. Why? Because they haven't waited long enough. After slowing down the whole thing and stopping the curve and almost bringing it down to nothing, you didn't wait to nothing. You want to start life again when there's still cases. We can't. It spreads like wildfire. Again, one more time. 39 days ago, one person affected in the United States. 39 days later, 337,934 cases. Okay? Spreads like wildfire. So we all got to be on the same page. Wade is right about that. He's right in a big-time way. Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7, 400,000 square feet, folks. They've got over 1,500 cars and trucks, and they are making it easy for you right now because if your car's a money pit, you're having trouble with it. They will give you 90 days, no payments, because obviously we're going to go through a tough transition here. Give you some time before you have to make those payments. Get on down to 1841 North State Road 7, just a couple blocks south of that big, beautiful guitar on the turnpike. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more right here on The Big O Show.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We back. Kenneth Cleveland, by the way, is watching and listening, and he says, Big O, how long can I use the social distancing excuse with my wife? I have locked her outside the house. She's trying to get in, and I won't let her in. Well, I got to tell you, Kenneth, you can use it for probably at least another month. So what I would do is probably order some kind of a tent from, one of these places, have it delivered, and, just have her, hang out in the tent outside the house. That's all. That's what I would do. Yeah. And you're doing good. Stay away from her, man. You don't want to catch anything, I'm telling you. RC in the 305 says, did anyone listen to Manny Diaz's interview with Big Head this morning? What's it called? Listen, what can you say? You know what I will say, what is funny, and every time I watch these interviews on TV or if I hear one on radio or whatever, and I love how we go and ask these coaches and these players, so when do you think you're returning? Like any of these idiots actually would know. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like I don't know, you don't know, coaches don't know, don't put Manny Diaz in that position. I don't know if Joe asked him that or not, but nobody knows. They bring on a player, so when do you think you're going to return? Nobody knows. None of us have any ideas whatsoever. All we're doing is speculating. All we are is frustrated. That's all it is. It's frustrations. It sucks because we all want to get our lives back. I want us to get our lives back, but unfortunately, it's going to take some time, folks. It's a shame. It sucks, but we'll get there eventually. We'll get there. We just got to be patient and just fight through this whole thing. Like I said in the first hour, we can recover financially. We're all going to take monster and massive hits. We're all going to fall behind probably on our bills. I mean, we can make up for all of that, but we can't make up for a loss of life. And, this is not something where I want to lose my daughter or my wife. You know what I mean? And I certainly don't want to check out yet. And I want to live a little longer, man. Just a little bit longer. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Just a tad longer. You know, I don't want to check out yet. And that's the problem. We have too many people that are checking out before their time. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up, the likes there when you're watching, and also share the YouTube page with folks. If you're listening to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, send it to a friend on a text, post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, whatever it is you use for social media purposes. That's the way we grow, by you guys. We don't have a marketing budget, man. We can't go buy billboards and all kinds of stuff. So we have been growing by just pure love and interest from people, and, you know, people also finding out that we're here, because a lot of people are finding out and going, okay, well, this is a much better option than regular radio. They've got 4,000 commercials. These guys only play a couple minutes at the top and bottom of the hours. We take your comments. We read your comments. One day we'll take phone calls. We will have a listen live line. I just need to get over this coronavirus thing so we can get working again, which would be nice. You know what I'm saying? Would be really, really nice. Oh, props to P.J. Washington from the Hornets. Okay? Now, I've talked about this girl before because she's got her own IG page. Her name is Brittany Renner. And good-looking girl, by the way. She's put out these soccer videos, and, you know, like she's balancing the ball and all that stuff. And she says all kinds of wacky stuff. She's a character, okay? She's an IG model. Very pretty, hell of a body, all that stuff. So Hornets forward P.J. Washington had been shooting a shot with Brittany Renner since he was at Kentucky. Well, apparently it's paid off. Back when Washington was at Kentucky, it was rumored that Renner showed up to one of his games to see him. Since then, the two have been rumored to be dating, but neither confirmed anything. He liked many of her pics over the years. Who wouldn't, if you've seen her pics? And one pic she posted might have finally let everyone know that the two are dating, or at least spending quarantine time together. Renner posted a pic of herself on a couch that looks exactly like a couch in Washington's home, and it looks like it's the exact same spot. Could it be a coincidence? But it definitely seems like they are spending time with each other. And then, of course, for those of you, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Brittany Renner, but she is an interesting. Let's see. Let me give you a pic here. There you go. She has an ass, by the way. You know what I'm saying? She's got what we call a bootay, a major bootay. Obviously, a very pretty woman, right? You know? Very talented. So, P.J. Washington, you, sir, you picked the right person to have a little coronavirus time. So if I tell you that you're going to get coronavirus, but you can sleep with her, what's the answer there on the text line? I wonder how many guys would risk corona for certain women. It's crazy because you're risking death. Okay? Yeah, I know. But there are guys that, like, hey, if it's your bucket list woman of all time, you might just do it and try it and take the chance. You know what I'm saying? There could be guys out there that could take the chance. Could be women out there too that could take the chance with certain guys. Flipper 13 says we're probably a year out from getting back to normal life. You know what? Here's where I'll take my guess, because obviously none of us know. You could be right about us having to wait a year to get back to normal again. Because, and South Korea is going to be a great example now, if the virus returns because they didn't wait long enough, then, and we know it's a recurring thing, then we may have to wait for something to, the cure, the whatever, okay? We may have to wait for it in order for all of us to get back to normal again. Because whenever we restart life again, we restart death. That's not a good combination. And look at South Korea. They restarted life, and now they restarted the positive coronavirus, what's it called, cases. And deaths, too, now. Started to tick up. Not big numbers, but it never starts with big numbers. It builds up. And if you stop the curve and you crush the curve, you got to just crush it all the way. And, here's another phase of all of this, ladies and gentlemen. We have to get to a point where you close out the rest of the world to your country. Because until all countries are in the clear, you can't be accepting people. Because every time you accept somebody, you risk bringing it back in and then it taking a life of its own again and taking over your population all over again. That's the other thing. There's so many layers to this. It's scary how many layers there are to all of this crap. It really is. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Let's see, what else do we have here? Big O, following the show from Cali, working from home, business is slow. 21 people laid off on Friday at work. Thanks for keeping us entertained. Shout out to my homies, NorCal, and Caesar from San Jose, California. Thank you. Appreciate you guys out there. Dolphin and 617, thanks for doing your thing, Big O. Nice getaway. Nice to see that for the first time in at least 20 years, we have a front office that I have confidence in. Hashtag Greer Flores. All good. Stay safe. God bless. I'm with you, man. I'm so excited about the Dolphins. It's ridiculous how excited I am about the Dolphins. Okay? Just flat out ridiculous. Big O, how long? Oh, okay, you got that already. You sent it on the text and you sent it on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Anyway, so thank all of you out there for reaching out to us also on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. As always, plenty of stuff there to talk about. I saw it. I didn't talk about it on Friday, but they were mentioning Inter Miami inking their deal with CBS. Kind of sucks to know about something 2 months ago and not say anything. Like, I knew they were part of CBS for, I think, like 2 months ago. Close to 2 months. Yeah, it's pretty close to 2 months when I had that conversation with Moss. I knew about Hudson like 2 months ago. I knew about CBS like 2 months ago, but I couldn't say anything whatsoever. Could not break any news at all. It is what it is, but it's good. I'm glad that they got that deal. And I can't wait till we get that soccer season back going again, man. Oh, so excited that we got it, and I hate that we are not going to enjoy it right now. Totally sucks. You saw that a CNN host got the coronavirus? Brooke Baldwin ended up getting it. She tested positive for the coronavirus. She says, I'm okay. It came on suddenly yesterday afternoon. Chills, aches, fevers. I've been social distancing, doing all the things we were told to do. Still, it got me. I'm healthy, no underlying conditions. Honestly, I feel like one of the lucky ones. I look forward to being back on TV and seeing you real soon. And shout out to the doctors and nurses who are doing the real work right now. So she also said, P.S. I'm listening to Bill Withers on repeat. I knew him, adored him, and will miss him. How about that? I saw a lot of Withers over the weekend. I mean, I must have watched a couple of his concerts and so many different videos and, the Hall of Fame also, where Stevie Wonder and John Legend were performing his songs. All of that, man. Interviews with him. I mean, I went deep into Bill Withers, man, over the weekend. It was so great. I love YouTube. Love YouTube. I was watching some funky stuff yesterday, man. Places in the world we're not allowed, not just Area 51, but other places. Just weird things, man. Weird phenomenons in the world, the weirdest lakes in the world. I didn't know there was a lake out on the West Coast that it disappears and then it reappears. It's like a 6-foot deep lake, and it appears and then it empties out and then comes back. It's like a weird thing. So many things that I saw. It was cool. That's one thing that if you take the time on YouTube, man, you can find a whole bunch of just interesting stuff, man. I got to say. You got it loud enough there? All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. San Jose knows how to party. Puff, puff, don't give. Nice job, Norcott. That's it. Don't pass. Keep it all to yourself. Bogey the whole thing. Somebody wants to smoke, they can light their own. Danny Johnson says, hey, Big O, TPP, hat with your name, needs an address. Check your messenger. Okay, you got it, Danny. I will check my messenger and send you an address. Ty from the Bronx says, I don't know any women around me. Dolphins and Canes. Football. No women, period. All right? So Ty is focused on football. That's it. Bill Gates projects 18 months to even consider back to normal. 18 months is what you're saying. To even consider back to normal. His vaccine should be on the market too. We need the vaccine. We need a cure. We need that as quick as possible. But as you all know, that takes a while. Okay? Kenneth says, Big O, I let her sleep in my Canes pop-up tent that I use for tailgates at the stadium. LOL, Spotify. Nice. Big O loves IG models. Oh, yeah. I go out with them all the time. My wife takes pictures of me going out with all the IG models. It's awesome. We got a great relationship, me and my wife. I tell her, hey, I got a latest IG model. She's like, all right, let me take pics. And I'm like, let's do it. You want to join in? Big O, hope you and your family and friends are safe. Do you think Dan Marino has a little input into the quarterback situation regarding the draft? No. None. What they do with Danny is they ask him, hey, what do you think? Check out the film here, whatever, and they get an opinion. Dan's not picking the quarterbacks. Remember, it's Chris Greer's job. It's his ass on the line. So Chris Greer is going to pick the guy he likes, not the guy Dan Marino likes. And let's be honest now. Look at John Elway. He can't actually figure out a young quarterback if his life depended on it. You know what I mean? So just because you're a former great quarterback doesn't mean you have an eye for quarterbacks. So let's not assume that either. You know what I'm saying? And I love Danny and everything, but if you're Chris Greer, it's your ass, dude. You need to make the right pick for your own, for your, personal, satisfaction. Now, I can see him leaning to Reggie McKenzie, not Dan Marino, and saying, Reggie, what do you think? He found Derek Carr. I can see a Marvin Allen who's been part of Atlanta and Kansas City. Those are some pretty good teams that have enjoyed a lot of success in the draft the last few years. I can see that. With all respect with Dan, I love Dan and all that, but if you're Chris Greer, you're worried about what you think. You can take Dan's opinion, but he ain't picking the quarterback. Okay? Hey, what do you think, Dan? Well, I like this. I don't like this. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. We move on. We got his opinion. We'll get somebody else and somebody else and somebody. But it's not like his opinion's going to be what puts you over the top. Because that's already been proven that just because you even played doesn't mean you can figure out personnel. Okay? That's how crazy it is. Even if you played, doesn't mean you know who is the better player when it's all said and done. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Did you see we talked a little bit about that earlier. I don't need to but Justin Verlander. A lot of people are doing a lot of good things for the coronavirus support. You saw what the Patriots did and Robert Kraft, and went to China and brought back 1.2 million masks or some ridiculous number like that, which was phenomenal on his part. And I don't care if it's the Patriots. I don't care anybody that is an enemy of the Heat or the Dolphins or the Marlins or the Panthers or the Canes. Right now, there are no enemies. We're all on the same damn team, which is called humanity. And Justin Verlander, again, Astros, cheaters, all that stuff, whatever. But Verlander is going to be donating a boatload of money for the next couple of months to coronavirus charities, okay? The pitcher and his wife, Kate Upton, took to IG on Saturday to announce, in light of MLB's continuing to pay its players for at least the next couple of months, Justin himself says he and Kate have decided to donate those funds towards COVID-19 relief efforts. They say they'll choose the different charities each week for each check and announce them on their pages. There are tons to choose from these days, so no shortage of good organizations. Now, time for the math, because Justin's donations are going to be staggering based on the numbers of his most recent contract with the Stros. He signed a 2-year, $66 million extension. All right? If you break that down, that's $634,000 a week. If he donates 2 months, that's $5 million or more or less, right around there. How about that? How about that, dude? $5 million if he does it for 2 months. Every check he donates, he's donating $634,000 a week. Man, that is awesome. That is freaking awesome. I'm a huge Justin Verlander fan for the hell of it. That is.
What's he going to do with this World Series ring? That's what I want to know.
Well, whatever. Let him enjoy that.
Yeah, a bunch of losers.
He'll be wearing it while he's banging.
Just trying to
Kate
make
Upton.
up for, trying to be a good guy now after doing a really bad thing.
He's going to be banging Kate Upton. Oh, is Natalie watching? Because Kate Upton doesn't have much of an ass. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. I think, we're Natalie's going to be part of the show now. Natalie. She is, every time we talk ass, we got to bring up Natalie. Yeah. If it's a good ass, like Brittany Renner's, or if it's a bad ass, we'll talk. Because Natalie is like our, I don't know, she's like our ass agent, So she is going to track all the ass talk on this show. And there'll be plenty of ass talk. I mean, there's nothing wrong with anybody going to complain with the little ass talk? Natalie. Except for Natalie, of course. That would be the one that would complain. Antonio Brown has been charged. Yes. Antonio's trying to get back into the league, wants to play with the Baltimore Ravens. He's practicing and hugging other people. Do you think Antonio Brown actually follows social distancing? Probably not. Anyway, and those idiots yet last week, all hugging each other. Just, man, you guys are dumbasses. Then again, Des Bryant and Dak Prescott also did the same stupid-ass thing. State of Florida, by the way, has levied 3 formal charges against AB for the alleged January assault, which resulted in the former All-Pro receiver's arrest, according to Jeremy Fowler. Brown now faces felony burglary conveyance, misdemeanor battery, and misdemeanor criminal mischief charges, according to the Broward County Court documents obtained by Jeremy Fowler. Brown turned himself in on the 23rd after a delivery truck driver alleged Brown and his trainer assaulted him outside of Brown's South Florida home 2 days earlier. The driver was attempting to deliver Brown's household items from California, according to the criminal complaint. Brown then was charged with felony burglary with battery, which isn't included in the state filing from March 20th. The misdemeanor battery charge, however, states that Brown was actually and intentionally striking the driver against his will. What do you mean it was? Of course it's against his will. What is he, like sitting there going, hit me, hit me? Anyway, the criminal mischief charges states that Brown maliciously injured the driver's property of $200 or less. If the coronavirus pandemic shuts down criminal proceedings, the state can provide discovery, witnesses, and documents to Brown's defense, which can take its own depositions and provide its own witnesses. It's possible the state will offer Brown the chance to negotiate a plea deal. So there you go. Who knows? And they probably will do something on a plea deal, because that's what people with money do. They get away with things like this that you and I cannot get away with, basically, is what's going on. Gotta love that. Antonio Brown charged. And I wonder if the moron can stay out of trouble even during a pandemic. Like if there's one guy that could, and again, I said this earlier on the show, now's not the time to get arrested. Like, you are catastrophically stupid if you're now committing crimes. Because if you're coronavirus free and you're home, stay that way. You go commit crimes, get arrested, now you get sent to jail, now you have put yourself at risk for coronavirus. And you're in a jail. Not the place you really want to get sick. I'm just saying. It's out there, you know. You may want to be a little smarter when it's all said and done. I mean, I don't know if you saw this, but Todd Helton got arrested. Again, not the time to get arrested. Todd Helton, former Philly, former, I think, Dodger. He played for a couple teams, right? He bounced around a little bit. So Rockies, there he goes. Helton was sentenced to 2 days in jail over a 2019 incident. This after the 46-year-old pled guilty to DUI in court last month. Todd was busted in Knoxville, Tennessee on March 18th of 2019. I was in Paris at that time. After cops say the former MLB first baseman lost control of his truck and crashed into a telephone pole. Officers say when they arrived on the scene, Helton was being taken care of by emergency medical personnel and admitted to taking Ambien before getting behind the wheel. But in the police report, cops say they found a plastic cup that reeked of booze inside his ride, and eventually they issued a misdemeanor DUI citation to the ex-baseball player. So there you go. Spokesman for the Knox County District Attorney's Office tells TMZ that in exchange for pleading guilty as charged to DUI, he received a sentence of 48 hours in custody. Helton also received 11 months and 29 days of unsupervised probation. It's nice to have money. So you can get away with stuff like this. And by the way, this isn't the first time, okay? He had a DUI in 2013. So this is a guy that, you know, he is what he is. All right? It's 2 o'clock. We do want to remind you that Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines, the finest dealership in the business, no better Acura dealership in the world. They are ready to take care of you. And let me tell you, customer appreciation is going on right now. If you own or lease an Acura and you're looking to buy or lease another one, they're going to give you $500 off for that Acura loyalty program. Also, if you're buying or leasing a vehicle, they will give you 90 days, no payments, to make it nice and easy for you during this transition. And if you want, you can decide on what car you want online. Call them, make all the arrangements online on the phone, and the car will be delivered right to your house. You don't even have to risk anything. You don't have to see anybody. You don't have to hang around people. Corona-free, baby. That's what it's all about. 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. finest dealership in the business. No better Acura dealership in the world than Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit on select models. Excludes tax, tag, title, and includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 5/4/20. Toyota of Hollywood is open, and we're here to serve you. The safety of our customers and associates is our top priority. Toyota of Hollywood is following strict guidelines, including social distancing and keeping our facilities clean and sanitized. Buy with zero down, 0% APR financing, and we'll make your payments till 2021. Pay up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 2019 pre-owned Camry LE, not $27,000, $16,775. 2020 pre-owned Corolla LE, not $22,000, $13,775. Shop and save at our 400,000 square foot dealership at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2019 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We're back. We take you, of course, till now. This is probably the final segment here of the show. We've done, 3 hours, right? That's pretty strong overall. Did you see that the Bronx have a couple Tigers that got the coronavirus? Now, apparently, they're going to be fine. Okay? So that's the good thing, that the coronavirus has attacked a couple of Tigers in New York. A 4-year-old Malayan tiger at the Bronx Zoo has tested positive for the COVID-19 bug after developing a dry cough, the Wildlife Conservation Society said in a statement. Nadia, a 4-year-old female at the Bronx Zoo, tested positive for COVID-19. She, her sister Azul, and 2 Amur tigers and 3 African lions have developed a dry cough, and all are expected to recover. All right? So that's good news there, that the tigers are going to recover. Now, the other news that I saw that was, I guess, I don't know, kind of frustrating. James Gandolfini apparently wanted to do a Sopranos movie before checking out. I don't know if any of you saw this, but I thought when I saw that, I was like, damn, dude. Because that whole, what's it called? That whole ending for us, those of us that watch Sopranos, and you end in that cafeteria scene and it all like goes blank. And you're like, wait a minute, dude. What, you know, we had to figure out, okay, what's next? What are we doing? Did he die? Does he live? Is a sequel coming? All of that stuff. So apparently Gandolfini, before he was, checking out, he was kind of talking about doing a movie, a follow-up to The Sopranos, which would have been absolutely amazing if they were able to pull that off. That would have been fantastic. So Gandolfini, and listen, for those of us that wanted to see a Sopranos follow-up, right? Because it left us kind of empty. Season 5 for me was already kind of you know what I mean? It was kind of, it wasn't nearly as good like a lot of shows. A lot of shows don't nearly end as strong as they start. It's just one of those things. It's hard to maintain the writing and everything else at a level that keeps you with that edge every week, right? But when Sopranos ended with that close, it left us all wondering what the hell's going on. Was it a good, and they were criticized heavily for it. And apparently, according to the story, that was done on purpose because the writers themselves had no idea where to go. So what they wanted to do was they left it like that so it'd be open for interpretation and open for them to go in other directions. And they were going to plan on doing that in the movie. But once you lose Gandolfini, you're done. Now, there is a prequel in the works where Gandolfini's son is going to be playing Tony, and it'll be a movie about pre-Sopranos, which it's almost, if you're not making a sequel, you're making a prequel now, right? What was the first movie that made a prequel? Can anybody tell me? I know Hannibal did it a few years back. Who was the first movie franchise that went
Star Wars
back?
did it too. Think about it. We
Yeah.
started at 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And went back to 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. But that was kind of okay. But those were already chapters written and all that. That's kind of part of the story. But still, I don't even think, were they first? Well, they did it a long, long time ago with the crappy ones when that first came out. The first, the 1, 2, and 3 are kind of crappy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, the characters have no personality. It's not the same. It's a huge drop off from the last 3 and the first 3. The second 3 years, they just don't live up to the other 6. It's just not the same. Not even Solo's better than this. And what's the other one? Rogue One was way better than any of those 3.
Rogue One is probably next to Empire Strikes Back, the two best of all of
it. It's awesome. But, yeah, I don't know who was the first to do a prequel. Because, obviously, the sequel thing was something that started decades ago, 50 years ago, when they were doing, obviously Godfather and all that. But who was the first to do a prequel? That after they had an established a franchise, they brought out a prequel. I wonder who the hell was that? Because that's also the thing now. RC says Sopranos was the GOAT of all HBO series. Yeah, that's pretty fair. It's right there. What's it called? Ty says, you guys know we're 60 and a half days away. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. The draft is right around the corner. Myron says, Tony, I think I saw a report on the animal shelter here with a dog infected with COVID-19. I didn't know that. That sucks. That's terrible. Anyway, it is time for us to wrap it up here on the program. We thank, of course, Bill. Excellent work as always.
You did some astounding stuff here yourself, man.
Well, we gave you 3 hours today. We tried to do our best, all kinds of stuff.
3 hours and 10 minutes, actually, sir.
There we go, 3 hours and 10 minutes. We did all right today. We provided what we could provide. Oh, wow. Wow, coronavirus cases just went up in New Jersey, 1,003 cases from yesterday. Crazy. All right, we are out of here.
This is the norm.
I know.
The next 2 weeks,
I know,
the
it's terrible.
numbers are going to just absolutely go through the roof.
Yeah, scary stuff. Please be safe out there. Please don't go hire hookers. Don't go have parties. Don't go to church mass, please. Just stay home, chill out. You know what? It's risky enough just to go to the supermarket. Okay? That's you just heard from that Brooke Baldwin. She did everything she could and still got it. We're all lucky. Those of us that are walking around without it, we're so fortunate, but we're not even in the clear yet, not even close. So please be careful. Much love out there, all right? Thank you for supporting us. Share the links. Tell your friends. Tell your family members. Give us the thumbs up. And Natalie, thank you for your assistance.
You're going to be the butt of a joke for a long time.
Natalie is our assistant of the
She's
program.
Ass aficionado.
That's it. That's true. She's an ass aficionado. I like it. I like it.
Everybody be safe, please.
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Be good out there. Stay safe.